What's going on, motherfuckers? Welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Today is Sunday, September 23rd, 2018, and this is episode number 71. Tonight's show is a free-for-all, and tonight I am joined by Salty Sam, Vans, and the MiddleAgedStream. Salty Sam, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Well, why is that funny?
I micro dabbed. I don't know if it showed up on my webcam. It didn't. So fast.
Just a little yoink. Vans, brother, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic on this evening.
Yeah, that's what's good. Jimmy, what's crack-a-lackin'?
My thoracic spine. It is popping, man.
Your what spine?
Thoracic. That's the middle part of your spine.
Your Jurassic spine?
Thoracic.
TH.
Not Jurassic.
We're going to go with Jurassic.
We're not talking about dinosaurs. We're talking about backs.
All right, fair enough.
That takes it back.
I was just trying to be literal.
It's okay. It's all right. I'll accept it. During the show, if you would like to ask a question to be answered during our Q&A at the end of the show, you can use the exclamation point Q command in chat. And if you ever need any clarification on how that works, just do exclamation point Q&A, and it'll give you the instructions on how to do that. And just a heads up, the question and answer commands that we use during the show have just been shortened. So instead of exclamation point question, it's just exclamation Q. And then if we ever ask chat for input and we want your answer, it's just exclamation A instead of answer, just to shorten things up and make things a little bit more simple. If we're not live and you guys want to ask a question or submit any sort of feedback, you can shoot me an email at crocs@knackers.com. And lastly, if you enjoy the podcast and you would like to support the show without spending a goddamn dime, please consider leaving a review for the podcast on iTunes. So first and foremost, we're going to go around the room and introduce you to everybody who's on the show tonight, where they're at online and what they've been doing lately. So Salty Sam, sir, we will start with you.
My name is Salty Sam. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at TheSaltySam. Wait, Twitch at Salty Sam, Twitter at TheSaltySam. Salty all day on Instagram. I even thought to fucking change that in the script today so I wouldn't screw it up, and I still did.
Too late.
Sorry, Vance, that's you. Yeah, sorry.
I am Vans. You can find me on Mr. Vansman, all caps on Twitch, that I never stream on. I'm Vans, all caps, with 3 S's on Twitter. And I'm .mf.rob on Instagram. Nothing consistent.
It's okay. Okay. My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream. You can find me on Twitch at MiddleAgedStream. Also on Instagram there, you can find me at MiddleAgedStream, no D on the Twitter. The only place where I have no D.
And my name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very channel, or you can find me on Twitter and Instagram with Knackers, at Knackers with 3 A's. So first and foremost, ladies, what are we sipping on tonight?
I've got Dos Equis.
As in two Eckies?
I got another one in a koozie. Staying cold.
Ready to go. How long does those like full bottle zip up koozies keep those beers cold?
A while.
Yeah?
I mean, normally I have 2 of those up here, but I don't know what the hell happened to the other one. So
Gone forever.
Because I mean, we're here for a couple hours, and I don't have a fridge up here, so it's either it takes me 10 minutes to walk all the way downstairs and come back, or I just bring 2.
Roger.
He doesn't have a fridge there yet.
Yeah. You're going to build that shit into the wall?
I have a mini fridge in my garage right now that's not really doing anything at the moment.
There you go. Yeah, because you had the full fridge in the garage last time I was there.
Nice. I brought that fridge too.
Okay.
So we still have the full fridge.
Good shit. All right, Vance, what about you?
I am drinking the classic water, aka Jesus juice, and it tastes pretty good.
It looks frosty.
Yeah, it's been sitting out for about 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 whole minutes. Did you keep it in the freezer? Because it looks like uber cold.
No, our fridge is just good.
Just vanilla ice, baby.
I am drinking. I have 2 beverages. I have also koozie. I do the same thing. Although I was already halfway done with this one. So I'm really, it was like 1.5. But this is the Shiner Oktoberfest style beer.
Yes.
Delicious. I'm almost done with it. But I got another koozie up here. And yeah, it'll keep it cold for about an hour. Pretty cold.
Okay.
And then I also poured myself, my buddy Ryan, who works for the State Department. We used to be in the Army together. And anyway, every time he comes back into town or from one of his trips, he always brings me whiskey, like a bottle of whiskey from wherever he traveled. And he was just recently in Sweden. So he brought me back the Swedish whiskey that I'm trying out. And it is good.
Delicioso. All right, dope. Everywhere that I've been in the past like month and a half, my first question is, excuse me, what Oktoberfest beers do you have on draft? Because I've just been going ham on the Oktoberfest. Some of my favorite beers.
It's a good beer. Some people don't like them because it's a different kind of style. It's the Marzen style, Bavarian style beer. Some people love it. Some people hate it. But I love it. So
good shit. I am drinking a very classy Tallboy Molson Canadian. Which I can't remember. I think Canadians call them Canadians, and I think Americans call them Molsons. Can't remember which one is which, but I remember going to a bar in Canada, going, "Hi, can I have a Molson?" And they're like, "Oh, a what? Excuse me?" I'm like, "A Molson? You know, like the kind of like the cheap Pilsner beer?" And she was like, "Do you mean a Canadian?" I'm like, I don't know. And then I kind of got salty. So I'm like, give me the can. What's this fucking word right here? I didn't actually say that, but she's like, yeah, we don't call them Molsons. We call them Canadians. I'm like, all right, well, sorry. I'm obviously a tourist. So sorry. Damn it. All right. So, well, what the fuck we've been up to? We haven't had a podcast in about a month. We had to cancel the last one just because personal stuff on all of our ends. But yeah, I know probably, I would say all of us probably had a good amount of stuff happen in the past month. So Salty Sam, what's been up?
I've been actually getting some relaxation time in. I've been off of work. I just finished my second week in a row off work, and I'm going to be off work again this week for the entire week. I had a bunch of time I had to use or lose, so nobody picked anything during September, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just take off 3/4 of the month. So the first week was supposed to be vacation. We were going to go to the beach in North Carolina. And about 4 days before we left to go, Hurricane Florence decided to become a hurricane and head directly like an hour south of where we were on the coast. So we got there Sunday afternoon, and Vans went with us. It was me and my wife and my son and Vans. And so we got there Sunday, checked in, got our keys around 4, and we were leaving Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. So, and it ended up doing a lot of damage to the island. They closed both the bridges down for like 4 or 5 days, even following you couldn't get back on the island. And then now I think they've got everything opened back up, but there's like debris. The beaches are just washed the fuck away. Like, it's crazy. So be interesting to see what we'll be able to do next year, depending on whether or not I get some of the money back from that trip. Because of course I had to make a insurance claim for that, so who the fuck knows? They'll probably say some dumbass shit like, you know, you still could have stayed even though it was supposed to be a category 4 when it hit fucking land.
Right.
But so we'll see with that. I haven't heard anything back since I put in the claim. And then I've been doing a shitload of stuff around the house. Like, I knew I was going to get some stuff done, and I really haven't done a lot of little shit that needs done that I could probably knock out in a day. But I'm going after this fucking living room because me and the wife bought a new couch. We ended up getting a dual power reclining sofa from Lazy Boy for like 30% of the normal price.
New fucking cooch, bud.
So it was a floor model couch. It has the power recliners on both ends, but it was like a custom colored leather that's like a really dark bluish gray. So I could understand that a lot of people wouldn't want it in their house, but I think it looks fine. And I asked the lady how much it would cost to get this same couch but brand new, and she was like $6,000. I was like, fuck you, there's no way. She's like, I'll sell you that one right there for $1,500. I was like, all right, write it up.
Yeah.
So we got a new couch, and that's going to be for the new living room, and that's why anybody who follows me on Instagram has seen that I've been beating up bricks for the last couple days.
So are you trying to bring that whole brick mantle down?
No.
Okay.
Where those holes were, I don't know if I ever posted a very beginning shot. There used to be a big wood mantle, but the brackets that held the wood mantle up were literally just 3 courses of bricks sticking out of the fucking wall. So they were like these huge, 10-inch by 10-inch squares sticking probably that far out of the fucking wall.
Okay.
And I want to mount my TV on my fireplace on the brick face itself, and then frame it in and do all that shit. And in order to do that, I needed to bring that mantle down like probably 8-9 inches. So I just got rid of all those bricks, and I actually found bricks from this house, from when they built this house, like a whole pile of them in the woods. So today, even though it was raining, I went out there and fucking washed all those off, wire brush, acid cleaned them.
Fuck yeah.
They're drying right now, so hopefully I can get the bricks in tomorrow.
Sweet.
And then I think we're gonna end up whitewashing it first to see how that looks, and then I think we're gonna end up painting the whole brick face. I just think it looks terrible. It's that fucking brick that's got like all kinds of little tiny holes, so there's always dust and fucking cobwebs
Oh,
and shit on it.
and it's like sort of like chipped all over and shit.
Yeah, it looks like crap. So,
And that's a pain to dust too, because if you use a duster or something, it just clings on to the brick.
all you can use is those fucking vacuum attachments that have the brush on the end, like what you use to clean your fucking car with.
Oh.
You got to use that. It's a pain in the ass. So I could paint it with a thick paint and just seal all that in, and fuck that. Never mess with it again. Because I'm going to put a pellet insert into that fireplace.
Okay. How long, I know this is a very early on question to ask, but how long until you would want to move again?
Never.
Never again?
Never again. Fuck moving. Fuck selling houses. I could give a shit about buying and moving. Moving sucks, but it is what it is. But fuck selling houses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was so much goddamn work. I was burned the fuck out.
Do you have any desire to live in any other state or any other country?
Not that I don't have a desire to go anywhere. It's just I'm not gonna until something happens with my job.
Right.
My family's not here.
Right.
I mean, it's really convenient to have all of your family within like 30 minutes of you.
Or walking
Like all of my
distance.
immediate family.
Right. Dude, in the wintertime, one of you is going to be able to toboggan down the hill into the other person's house.
Dude, that's another thing I've been
We
doing.
can both just hit each other on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
Demo derby.
jousting, like toboggan jousting.
Jesus. I've actually been working on that too. I bought the guy who lived here's 4-wheeler when I bought this house. Like that was like a side deal. He's like, I don't have any fucking place to put it. I'll give it to you for rock bottom price. And so I was like, fuck it, I need something to plow this big ass driveway with. So I ended up buying that, and I just strapped my chainsaw and a hatchet and fucking went through the woods, cut all kinds of paths down through the woods.
Good.
Just like kind of exploring around the property and seeing where it's at.
Okay. Dude, not only that, but if you ever want to like ask Vans to babysit, like, hey, can you watch my kid? And be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, all right, he's coming down in about 2 minutes. Just throw the baby on the sled and then just give that thing a push. Later, dude.
Yeah. Well, that was another thing we did. We took my son to the fucking fair for the first time on Thursday night.
That's right. Yeah.
And it was the first time we've ever put him on a ride at 3 years old. I figured maybe 1 or 2, but as soon as shit gets loud or starts spinning around, he's fucking done with this. Nah. He fucking rode every little kid ride there, including the little roller coaster thing they have there, and didn't give a shit. Went on by himself.
Did they have the little pass so you just pay like 20 or 25 bucks so they can ride it as many times as they want, or did you have to pay for it like every ride?
So that cost like $35, and we went on a Thursday night after my mom got off work. So I was like, fuck you, I'm not paying that for like, we're gonna ride 4 or 5 rides max. We're gonna spend 90% of this time in fucking animals and tractors. That's all he gives a fuck about. He had to climb up in the police cruisers and shit they had there. He climbed up in the big plow truck from State Highway. Like, he didn't give a fuck about the animals or nothing. But I wasted all of our time there so that we could be like 3-4 rides and we're out of here. So they're the lowest cost rides for, like, you just buy tickets and you give the people tickets.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, they don't even fucking take the tickets. They don't care.
Okay.
They're all volunteers. They don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Those rides are so sketchy.
Yeah.
Real sketch.
When you're like, when the machine is running, there was this one, it's like these big dinosaur looking things, and you sit inside of the big dinosaur thing, and it spins around. Like, you can spin a big wheel, and it's rotating at the same time.
Those things make me sick.
Yeah.
One of the fucking dinosaurs was like yellow taped. Like, you're not allowed to ride in this one.
Oh no.
And my wife's like, I'll take him on the ride. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Hold on.
I call the fucking hospital right now. So, but I've been keeping busy.
Good shit.
It'll never stop. Damn it.
Man.
But I did get to play some games. I hadn't sat and played for any long amount of time, pretty much since I'd been here. So for a few nights in a row, I sat and fucked around with OBS, and like we were talking about how much of a pain in the ass it is to set up OBS when you lose it all. I just deleted the entire profile and started from scratch. All new everything. New filters,
Damn.
new alerts, new transitions, new scenes. I got a stream pack from nerdordie.com. And like, I think it was maybe an hour once I got all the files downloaded and all that shit. It took me probably an hour to set the whole thing up.
Nerd or die for life.
Really simple.
That's not bad.
It's fucking amazing. I was really surprised with how well it worked with Streamlabs. You barely have to press anything and it's just done.
Yep.
I could not fucking believe it. So if anybody is wondering if $20 is worth your money for one of their streams, I mean, it's the whole thing. It's everything. It's your panels, icons, for overlays. They do my webcam overlays in there, all the graphics in the background. It's fucking insane. So,
And you said it had alerts too, right?
everything. Yeah, transition scenes. They actually have 4 pre-made scenes where it's like the background, the animations, and it's really super simple. So
That guy that runs that site is freaking super smart.
Yep.
Super smart.
well, and they don't put anything out to you without, if anything goes wrong at all, even if it's not their fault, I've seen them back their shit up too. So
Yep.
I'm willing to help you with whatever customization shit you want to do. So great company all around.
Agreed.
So that's it for me.
Ward? All right. What about you, Vans?
Well, I mean, it's been a little longer than a month since I've been on the show, but I mean, within the past month and pretty much since like before spring, I've just really been working and playing video games, and that's about it. I don't really leave my house unless it's for work or to go get pizza.
You guys and your fucking pizza posts driving me crazy.
Dude,
Vans.
I had to fucking like restrain myself today.
I didn't even think about it. You were down there.
I went to Lowe's today, but it was like halfway between lunch and dinner, and I was like, if I eat this pizza, the dinner my wife's been cooking in the crock pot all fucking day is not gonna happen.
Yep.
I'm not gonna want to eat that shit. So I had to like pull myself away from mod today.
I was almost gonna go today, and I didn't even work today.
Quick question, Vans.
Yep.
New York style or Chicago style?
I couldn't even tell you the difference.
Okay, one deep dish style or thin crust, like thin style?
Generally, I'll go with the deep dish.
Really?
But Mod has like their pizza is only really thin crust, and it's the only pizza I've ever had thin crust, and I'm like really, really on.
Okay.
It is the best. I'm the same way. I fucking hate thin crust pizza. But that shit is cooked in a giant ass like gas fired brick oven, and it is like a fucking Tostitos chip when it comes out. It's so crispy and light. It's fucking great.
See, I don't consider New York style thin. Like when I think of thin crust, I think of like when you buy those healthy pizzas at the grocery store that are like 1/8 of an inch thick. Like that's thin crust.
New York style is thin as compared to Chicago, I guess.
Yes, but like compared to like New York style compared to like Little Caesars. Like I see New York style as just
Little Caesars. Look.
No, I'm just talking about size. Come on, level with me here.
All right, I'm sorry.
But like general New York style is not that much thinner than like Little Caesars pizza. Not that much. So like whenever somebody says like New York for Chicago, I don't think thin crust versus thick crust. I think deep dish. I just think normal thickness of pizza versus deep dish.
Okay, more like hand tossed versus deep dish, I should say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really the difference there.
I
prefer hand tossed style, but that said, I have had some very good deep dish that was very, very, very good. But around here where I live, they don't have any good deep dish style. So
okay.
Yeah, typically I'll go with the deep dish for just about anywhere I go, but mod, yeah.
That shit's cracked, dude. I don't understand it either.
They have a mod pizza around close to me that they just opened.
You need to just fuck your entire life up and go there.
I've been, and it's good. My saving grace is it's 30 minutes across like the other side of town. Thank God. If it wasn't, and they don't deliver, obviously. So
Right. Yeah, same thing for me. But because it's it's right across the street from where fucking Lowe's is, and I've been buying and selling houses and fixing houses up for the last 6 months. So it's like,
and that's like for me, I work there, so I'm there every day. Like legitimately, they're like, I mean, if you've seen my Instagram posts, it's like almost every day. That's not all the time. Like I don't post it every time I go there.
Right.
That's just if I'm feeling it.
Well, that's how you know the shit's good, man. I worked at Jimmy John's for 3 years, eating 1 or 2 subs a day, and I can still. I had Jimmy John's today. I can still eat it all the fucking time.
Right.
By the way, Jimmy John's did just get the wheat bread style sub buns, so you can get the sub buns in wheat now and not just white.
That's good.
Which is
white bread all day.
I see. I was like that forever, and then my wife is diabetic, so we wouldn't use. I would always buy white bread. She would buy wheat, and both fucking loaves of bread would just go bad before they were empty. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just eat wheat bread. And now I can't eat white bread. It's so fucking dry.
If Vance, if you could describe what mod pizza is to people who are unaware, what would you say?
It's essentially like Chipotle for pizza. Like you just buy a size of crust, and then you can put whatever you want on it. You can put sauce, no sauce, white sauce, any toppings, whatever. And they have salads and stuff too.
And it's all fresh.
Yeah, and it's all one price, so you could stack it this tall with.
It's like
toppings.
Subway in that regard.
Okay.
You just buy the base, and then
do you?
Whatever the fuck you want.
So
and the thing about it is, it's also really fast. So it's not like a sit down restaurant. They cook it really fast as well.
Are they all, and so instead of just buying like one monster slice for yourself, do they just cook you a super small circular pizza?
Well, they have a 6-inch and an 11-inch.
Okay.
So you can kind of.
I normally get the 11.
Me too.
And it's like 4 good sized slices. But literally whatever the fuck you want on top of this thing.
So would you say you're used to taking 11 inches, Salty?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Weekly.
good. Weekly.
I'm almost daily, so yep.
Have you gained any weight since going to town on Mod Pizza?
I haven't gained any weight since like elementary school. So no.
Wait,
I was just a big ass fucking kid.
that was 6 feet tall in 3rd grade.
I mean,
it's all
honestly, since like probably 8th grade, I haven't changed weight at all. I just weighed myself earlier. I was like 138.
So Mod Pizza is not.
That's how I
modifying
was
your body.
until I worked at the job I work at now. Like it was probably 5 or 6 years out of high school when I was still like $140, and now I'm almost 200 pounds.
Dad bod, yeah.
Yeah, not giving a fuck.
It also helps that I work on my feet all day. So
That too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like when I was working at both Jimmy John's and Best Buy, I would have Jimmy John's once a day and then McDonald's twice a day. But because I'm on my feet for 12 to 14 hours a day, you just burn all those calories walking around all the time.
you're right. That's typically like my only real meal that I'll eat a day if I'm working. Is I'll just get that mod and then I'll just snack when I get home.
Yeah. Crab cakes!
Oh yeah, that too. I
Dude,
had those the other night.
Speaking of crab cakes, I had Eggs Benedict for the first time 2 weeks ago, and they had
that.
a crab cake in between the egg and the English muffin, and it was off the chain. It was so fucking good.
I love
Guess
Eggs Benedict.
Hollandaise will be the next thing you fucking start working on.
I already am prepping for it.
It's already on the stream schedule.
Yeah. Well, what as far as gaming have you been doing, Vans?
A lot of Smash. I'm getting myself hyped for Ultimate. I not recently. I guess earlier this year, the first half of the year, I got a Wii U with Smash, and I played that a lot. But my friend's way too good at it, so I don't play with him on that a lot. So on Dolphin, I'll play a lot of Melee and Brawl, and we played that last night as well. A lot of that. Rocket League, as always. I played a little bit of No Man's Sky with Salty. That was really fun. I'm not into the survival as much as the creative version.
Yeah, we ended up saying fuck survival and just did creative.
Survival's
just
hard.
like survival is just like you're reading text and doing what it is. It's not. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not exploring a lot. I feel like once I get deeper into the game, it might be cool. But it seems like it takes so long to get there. So when we did creative, you could literally just get whatever you want. Oh, there's a ship. Let me take it from you.
Yeah, like motherfuckers just pull up in the space station and you're just like, mine. We literally just flew back and forth between the planet we first went to and the space station every like 20 minutes until like other people would come in. And we would just take better ships every time until we got awesome ships.
Fuck yeah.
It's great. So if you haven't played creative yet, do it.
Yeah, it was a blast. And then other than that, Madden. I got Madden. I've been doing the franchise mode in that.
For
It's
PC?
really- yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can really say about that is, for some reason, I don't know if it's just the modes I was playing in, but when you get to the playoffs, man, does that difficulty step up for no reason?
Yeah, it does. It does.
I like to play on easier settings just so I'm not just getting creamed all the time. And but when I got to the playoffs, the competition was just like ridiculous. And then I also got Toad's Treasure Tracker on the Switch. I think it was $40 for the game, and there's actually a lot of content on it. Like each level, you do the level to find all the diamonds or whatever, and then there's also a hide and seek mode. So there's a little like Toad, 8-bit Toad that you have to find on the map by like flipping it, and sometimes it's really hard. But that's been really fun. I only got through the first story, and I think there's like 2 or 3 like regular stories, and then there's bonus stories, and there's like 25 levels or something for
Damn.
each story.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a lot. It's a cool game just to sit down and just chill play. It's not like anything intensive. You're just walking around collecting stuff.
Okay.
And then Blackout, but we're talking about that later. So that was a lot of fun.
That was another thing we did while we fucking went down to North Carolina, because of course we were like, fuck it. When we were like, we have to go or they're not going to give us our money back. So Vans, before we left, I bought a NES Classic. And then the night before we left, he went and bought an SNES Classic, because I didn't realize the NES Classic only comes with 1 controller.
Yeah.
And the SNES automatically comes with 2. I never would have bought the NES Classic. But
I've totally forgot about that.
we just sat one day for like 4 hours just playing fucking Super Mario Brothers World.
Have you modded it yet?
Mm-mm.
You can soft mod it real easy to add other stuff.
I've seen.
Can you
Yeah.
still buy the NES Classic even though it's been discontinued?
They brought
They
it back.
actually they
Yeah.
they brought out because I bought myself one. I haven't had a chance to mess with it yet. But
Okay.
I bought one. Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, I went to Best Buy the other day. Like that's how I got this one. I got off work. It was the day before we went to vacation, and I just went into Best Buy and they had like a bunch of SNES classics and NES classics right next to it. So I just picked one up.
Jimmy, I totally realized I jumped over you in the script as far as catching up on
that's
people.
okay.
I apologize.
I can roll with the flow, man. All good.
But I mean, other than that, yeah, I got an SNES classic too. Yeah.
Dope.
Awesome.
All right. For me, I have been busy as hell. I haven't had a day off from work since about the middle of August. But I am going to have my first days off this coming weekend because we have an off week. For those of you that don't know, I'm a high school teacher, but I also coach football. I live in Texas, so it's pretty much 7 days a week. The people are pretty crazy about it here, so we work a lot. So that's been keeping me pretty busy. And then this is also my first year as a head coach for the boys soccer team at the high school I work at, which has been cool. But at the same time, I didn't quite realize all the bureaucracy that comes with being a head coach of a sport. I got all this extra paperwork to fill out and all this other stuff. And then that's been, crazy. But it's been
Aren't
it's
those
been
both
good.
fall sports?
No, in Texas, in high school, the soccer is a winter spring sport.
Oh, okay.
Because it gets cold, but not like super, super cold. You know what I mean?
See here, soccer and football are both fall sports. And then indoor track and outdoor track.
But anyway, so that's been keeping me busy. And then I got a new phone. I got the new iPhone XS Max, and it is fantastic. I picked this up last week, and I was really concerned about like not having not having a button and that, and honestly, it's like I've forgotten what a button was all about,
Yep.
This thing feels like a freaking like I got a Porsche in my hand.
It looks like
as phone
it looks like a
go.
fucking brick, dude. That thing is
Well,
huge.
it's like I like to call it a phablet because it's like a phone tablet, man. This thing is freaking.
It really
it is
is.
massive,
Big as
and it's
fuck,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Stop.
Guys. Oh my gosh.
Please tell me you OtterBox that bitch.
Oh my gosh.
Stop it, Jimmy.
Guys, I think I just turned my phone into a pumpkin.
What?
It's now a pumpkin.
What the fuck? What
You know,
the fuck? Oh my god.
I've been waiting to do like some type of visual gag on the show for a long time, so I know.
Wow.
I had a pillow set down here and a pumpkin.
Oh my god. Master. Oh my, look at how big that fucking pillow is. You've been sitting with that there for
I
an
didn't want to really
hour?
mess up my phone. I got the cushiest pillow I could find.
Oh my god.
Did you buy that pumpkin specifically for this?
No, my wife did the other day. She was going to carve it. She was going to carve it up.
Oh my lord.
Anyway, so I love my new phone. It's cool. And
Had a fucking heart.
just $1,500 gone just like that.
so it's great. No, it's really cool. I like it. The screen is just beautiful. Like it's really I see the
Liquid
only reason I
retina.
upgraded was I had a 7 Plus, but I cracked it about a month ago, and I was already due for an upgrade, so I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna sell my 7 Plus. I'll put that down toward the new phone too to bring the payments down or whatever on it, and yeah, so I got the new phone. So anyway, gaming wise, I've been playing Dead Cells, which is fantastic. It's a Metroidvania. Got really cool pixel art. And it's a roguelike, so I think the levels will kind of change. You know, they're procedurally generated, so they change constantly on you. And when you die, you got to go all the way back to the beginning. And it's kind of like get these cells if you make it through a level, and you can take those to get you more powers. So as you make it more and more through the game, you get more and more powerful. You know, so I've been playing that, which has been a lot of fun. I started playing Spider-Man on PS4, which is unfreaking believable. Man. It is really, really, really good. And I just played it for the first time. It wasn't even on my radar to get, because I don't usually play a lot of superhero games. My son really wanted it, but he's 7, so it was a little too complex for him. I got it a few weeks ago. And finally, I was like, I needed to play something different because I'd been playing some difficult games. And I was like, so last night I played it, and I played it for almost 5 hours straight. And it was, oh man, it was so good. So if you have a PS4, I strongly encourage you to check that game out. I've been playing Battletoads on my retro. I got a new retro controller that's pretty nice. It's one of the 8-bit ones.
Yeah.
And it's great. Although my dumbass, because of it's wireless, so there's a little bit of latency. Except if you plug it in, you lose that latency. And it wasn't until like late in the stream that I realized, oh my god, this is a game I probably should have it plugged in for. But at that point, I'd already died like a million times, so whatever. And then I beat God of War, I think, since the last time we had a podcast. I finally beat that game. Again, another amazing, amazing PS4 game. Really had a lot of fun with that. I will probably try the new game plus, and maybe if they do some DLC, I don't really know about it. But that's a game I could see myself coming back to because it was really good. I haven't had time for No Man's Sky, unfortunately, just because I've been so busy, but I do eventually want to jump back into that. And I'm looking forward to the new Tomb Raider, which just came out, but I'll probably end up picking it up maybe around the holidays. I figure they'll probably have it on sale, I imagine. I'll probably pick it up then. And then, of course, Red Dead 2 is coming out. And then, of course, like Vans was talking about the new Smash. In fact, my son loves Smash Brothers. It's like his favorite Nintendo game. Yeah. So I know Nintendo's getting ready to release a Switch bundle. And I have a feeling, I'm like, you know what? I might as well just freaking get him his own Switch, because otherwise I'm going to have to take this Switch out of the office, you know. So we were thinking that'll be Christmas present this year. We'll do the Switch bundle for him.
Nice.
Yeah.
With Smash Brothers on it. That'll be for him. Yeah, that's pretty much all for me. Just a lot of work, some really poor visual gags, and and playing a few games here and there too.
What do you think of Touch ID being gone? So like, what's your experience been with Face ID, and also how have you gotten used to the home button being gone yet?
There's a few things I'm not quite like. I had to even look up today how to take a screenshot because I was not used to not having a home button to take a screenshot.
How do you take it? I'm curious.
You use the up volume button and then the side button to do it, which normally you would do the side button and the home button.
Yep.
The Face ID, honestly, there were a lot of people saying maybe it's because it's a newer camera or the new operating system. I've never had it look at me and not unlock. Like, it hasn't happened once.
Just wait.
With that said, I think in total, when it's totally dark, though, it can be a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm laying in bed at night and I want to unlock my phone, and that frustrated me the other night. But other than that, I mean, it's been really cool. I've probably spent way more time making the stupid animated animojis than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
But it is fun. Yeah, it is fun, and my wife gets a kick out of it. And you know, I may or may not have used the measuring tool
just to,
like those.
to send my wife some videos.
I told you.
Oh my god!
Look, I got proof, honey.
2 full inches.
Yeah, on a good day. And no, it's a cool phone. I like it, and no, I'm very, very pleased with the purchase. I mean, it's so fast, it's so responsive.
Yeah,
you know, it's just a very nice phone. So
I remember.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying that's pretty much it.
I remember after like the first month and a half that I had my iPhone 10. Well, I don't know what it's like with current Android devices now, but with iOS, you never have to turn your phone off. Like, you never have to restart your phone ever, at least for newer devices. I remember like the iPhone 4S and the 5S and the 6S, they had to be rebooted pretty often. But the 10, I had it for a month and a half, and then I went to go shut it off, I'm like, how the fuck do I shut this phone off? I was like holding down the power button. That just activates Siri. I'm like, there's no other buttons. Please tell me they did not just like leave out that detail. Like, oh no, we don't ever want you to shut your phone off, so we didn't give you the option.
Never.
But for the iPhone 10, and I'm guessing for the one that Middle Age has as well, you have to press volume up, then volume down, and then the screen wake button, like all in one, in order for the power down options to come up. But that took me some fucking. I was like, there's no way I'm going to Google to look for this. There's no fucking way. And then I eventually had to, because I would have never known to do that like 3-key combo.
You have to give up your firstborn child, say 3 Hail Marys,
Right.
spin around 3 times.
I'm waiting for a needle to pop out of this phone to take a blood sample. Like, I'm just waiting for that to happen.
Blood sample ID.
Yeah.
There is one other thing that I did for the first time. For the longest time, I've always done backups of my phone to my computer because I refuse to pay for cloud storage for Apple cloud storage. But then I just checked to see what it's like $3 a month for 200 gigs, you know?
No brainer.
Which I don't think it used to be that cheap.
No.
And so, but that's what it is now. So I was like, okay. So I bought it, and the cloud backup, like restore from backup, worked like flawlessly. Like I had my phone exactly the way I had my other phone within like an hour. All you had to do is be connected to Wi-Fi, and it was exactly the same.
Yep.
The only thing you have to do again is you have to like re-enter like your email passwords and stuff like that. But other than that, everything else was, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things with people when you buy a new phone. You're worried about having to transfer all your data and get everything over. But, and I know, I can't speak. I know, Salty, you recently did an Android, a new version, and it was flawless for you. I know you were doing it in your car, and it happened fast. But this is the most flawless transition of phone to phone I've ever had.
They're getting like, it's almost to the point where it's almost dangerous how much information they transfer over Wi-Fi. Like,
yeah.
When I activated my Pixel 2 XL, I didn't even have to redo my fingerprints. They were already there.
Whoa.
Wow.
I didn't have to do shit. All the stuff that I had two-factored in or set to fingerprint passwords, all that shit was still in there.
That's weird.
Yeah, just
Especially over
knowing.
different hardware.
They
Right.
own you. They own your ass. All of these companies just own everybody's ass.
Just knowing that you can, like, I've never had a fear of losing my phone because I know nobody's getting into it. It's pretty much borderline impossible if you're up to date on your operating system. And then you just buy a new device, you just sign in with iCloud, it re-downloads all of the apps that you've already bought, and everything is just as it was. And that's got to be the greatest feature of mobile phones right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting one of those new iPhones. I'm leaning more towards the XS Max now, just because I looked at the prices, and I think the year difference in price is like $50. So between the XS and the XS Max.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna go for it.
Let me just say though, I mean, the screen on this, I don't know what the screen resolution on the regular, or if it's any difference between the XS and the XS Max, but my God, I mean, it is beautiful. I was watching some football on this phone earlier today when I was at work. I had my phone set up, and I was like, oh my God, it looks like I'm watching it on my freaking 4K set at home. It was really nice.
The latest rage is that the 10R doesn't even have a full 1080p screen. Like it's like just under, but the 10R has like the same resolution as the iPhone 4. Or like this same not resolution, the same PPI as but it's like everyone's so fucking mad because it's like, of course, it's a $750 phone with it's not that great, but
yeah. Here's how we trim down the prices to make at least our phone competitively money wise for people that aren't super fans of one or the other.
Yep. Right. Yep.
That gets people in the door.
Yep. 100%.
I still recommend Apple phones to old people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like, and I'm a hardcore Android guy, but I'm just like, you don't need Android. Android is as bare bones as you can get on Pixel.
Yep.
If you like Android at all and you've never had a flagship phone, you need a switch.
Oh yeah.
There's no bloatware, and I already used all of Google's apps anyway. And I've got G Suite accounts and for hosting websites and emails and all that kind of shit, so it's It's well worth it
Word.
for somebody who likes Android.
Right. Anything else, Jimbo?
No, man, that's it.
Okay.
Just loving life.
Roger that. As far as myself, non-gaming wise, between like August and October, there's just a shit ton of street fairs that happen in my hometown. So they're block parties. They close off main roads, and everybody just sets up tents. They, there's booze, food, arts, crafts, all that good shit. So it's always great to just ride our bikes into town, lock up, walk around, look at all the tents, look at all the art and stuff that people are selling. There's just so much local, like mom and pop style shops that just have such great products that they're making, and just really fucking cool stuff. So we've been doing that for the past 2 days. When my old roommate Randy, he played a show in one of my old hometowns at another street fair. So we went down there, hung out there for that show. They fucking killed it. We came back to our hometown and kind of walked around some more. Got some beers, got some really good food. And that's kind of been it as far as like non-gaming stuff. A lot of you guys know I had my grandmother's funeral last week. So last weekend was just spending a shit time. Well,
What's a shit
ton of time hanging out with family, and just family gatherings, going out for drinks and stuff like that. So always good catching up with family and stuff, and just trying to. Here's the craziest fucking thing. I don't know how many of you guys have had to deal with filing for unemployment and maintaining unemployment, but the only reason that you get a check from unemployment is because you are literally putting in 30 hours of work a week in order to get that check. The amount of work and paperwork and logging and all that shit that has to be done. Oh my God. I would rather just not have filed ever. I would rather just like gone to get a job at Jimmy John's again and fucking drive rather than have to deal with unemployment. It is the absolute worst. Their timelines are super strict. Their deadlines are strict. Just the amount of stuff you have to keep up on. So like that is literally half of my week is just trying to keep up on unemployment. And yeah, that's as much as I want to talk about it. As far as gaming, I have gone into a lot of new games in the past month. I started playing Sleeping Dogs. I started playing Doom, Wolfenstein New Order, which Sleeping Dogs, the fighting mechanics of that game is freaking awesome.
Isn't it super satisfying to play that game?
So fucking fun. Just like running with somebody, like holding their jacket and then throwing them into a pool table or some shit. Fucking awesome. That game's awesome. Doom, of course, 10 out of 10 game. I'm not even done with it yet. It's 10 out of 10. It's just an amazing game. Soundtrack.
Didn't they announce a sequel?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I wish I could play that game and not feel sick.
It's the first half an hour to hour. I was not feeling good. I had to put on my gunners to try and just like lock in what I was looking at because it was so fucking fast paced.
I mean, it makes sense. The first one made you sick too. The first Doom game, the original Doom game.
Oh, yeah.
Not the first one of this new series, the original. That was responsible for me throwing up multiple times.
Seriously?
Dude, I have terrible motion sickness.
Holy fuck. Okay.
That's why I didn't ride with my son on any of those carnival rides, because I'm like, fuck that. It's not worth me throwing up.
Fast-paced FPS games make me ill. So.
I remember when the Quake Champions beta came out last year, and trying to play that at first, I was saying to myself, there's no fucking way I can play this game. This is so fast, and there's so much going on. But I eventually got used to it, and the game's super awesome. I played Dead Island for the first time a couple days. That game's super fun too. It aged okay as far as being like a PC port. That's the problem I always have with playing these games.
That game's like what, 4 or 5 years old? Right? Come out like 2014 maybe?
I can't remember, but
probably.
I think it's earlier than that. I think it's like 2009.
That old? 2009?
Alexa, what year did the video game Dead Island come out?
It is pretty old.
The first-person shooter Dead Island was released in 2008.
2008 was the first one.
No shit.
Yeah, so coming up on 10 years. So the game's fun, but it's definitely dated for sure, but I'm enjoying it.
Oh, it was announced for 2008 originally. It came out in 2011.
Oh, okay. So holy
It
shit!
was announced at E3 in 2006.
Jesus, that's a
Wow.
long
Pushed
time.
back to 2011.
Okay.
So,
I can't remember if I.
September 2011
Oh,
anniversary.
wow. I finished Far Cry 5, which up until the ending, I gave that game like a 9 out of 10. And then the ending happened and I kind of got a little angry, but still,
I feel the same way.
Still a great game
but
regardless. Like I had fun. I had so much fun playing that game throughout. So we'll let that one go. I beat.
It's fucked up. It was so, the storyline was so good and the ending. It's
all three
the
endings.
The worst part is the game was still so good, even with that I'll be buying the next one for sure.
Oh, same.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Same. Yeah, I'm not going to not buy the next one because I dropped 40 hours into it and I loved every single minute of it from start to finish.
Can I make one quick comment on this? I think they tried to be. You know what I think is the developers when they made this game?
They tried to get that shock factor.
Yes, they tried to like, hey, we're gonna fuck with everyone with this ending,
Yeah.
and it was
They're gonna be talking about this shit for months.
Yeah, but really they just pissed everyone off.
Right.
They should have just left it at that beginning credits thing. Like how you can get the credits in the first 10 minutes of the game. They should have just left it at that.
It's not as bad though. There was one game ending that was worse. The reaction, the outcry. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Mass Effect 3, like when that game, when the ending to that game,
That killed the fucking franchise.
There was a
That's true.
huge outcry
that
after that.
legitimately killed a franchise.
Huge outcry. So not as bad as that one.
Okay. Yeah, when I went to YouTube afterwards, again, no spoilers. When I went to YouTube and I found some explanations of the ending, I was less angry, but I was still just like.
I did the same. I had to go to Reddit.
Some of those explanations, I was like, that's a little far fetched.
Yeah.
From how they've told that story.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and for you to understand the full ending, you had to really been paying attention to a lot of the side stuff that was going on during the game.
Which is
That's,
impossible if you're streaming.
Yeah, and it's very ancillary, and it's like these kind of clues and messages that, if you're streaming, you're never going to catch that shit.
I didn't read any of the notes. I didn't do none of that shit.
Nope. I always begin reading the notes, and then I just get fucking sick of reading. And I played a first-person horror game called Bendy and the Ink Machine, or at least the first.
I like that.
I actually liked it a lot.
I really like the style in that game.
Yeah.
Watching it is really fun.
Jump scares were pretty spaced out and decent. Art style was dope. I got stuck. They don't explain fucking anything. You have to really pay attention to your surroundings to progress. And again, the streaming effect comes into play where if you're not paying full attention, you're going to get fucking lost. But I plan on buying the next 4 episodes because I enjoyed it that much. And then the only game that I played and didn't like within probably the past year was Hyper Light Drifter. I tried playing that first stream and I got through 4 hours of it, but it was so harsh on the eyes and so difficult. And again, the game does not explain anything. They don't explain what you have. Like nothing on the menu is explained. You don't know what your health is, what your ammo is. Just so much left for you to figure out. And I'm just not a fan of that type of game. Like I want a little bit of help. I'm not looking to play a game to figure out everything on my own. That's not why I play games. I don't play games to think. I play games to have my hand held and just let me kill people. That's all I want to do. So Hyper Light Drifter is something I played that I definitely won't be going back to, but so many other games that I played this month that I enjoyed, so it's all good. Before we jump into the gaming news and discussion, I have to take a pee. So y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
If you, we're gonna talk. Never mind. I didn't realize we're talking about this later. All right. Well, I was gonna ask some questions about the whole Nintendo. Vance, did you buy the Nintendo Online?
I did. I
Okay,
bought it
well-
the first day it came out.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about it later because
you?
not yet. I haven't. I've been so busy,
I hear
and
you.
but I was planning on it, but I have some questions to ask. But I'll save it till we talk about that shit.
I actually I experimented with the NES games at dinner tonight.
Oh yeah. What did you
Yeah.
play the most?
We played some Dr. Mario.
Are they all multiplayer?
I don't think so, because we tried to play Mario Bros. 3, how it has the 2-player where you can go back and forth, and it just wouldn't. You weren't able to scroll down, like in the menu at all.
Sucks. See, that's what I thought. I thought they said there were some games. Which ones are multiplayer? Any of them? They said there
Yeah.
were some that were multiplayer.
Dr.
Right?
Mario, like any of the ones that I think are like true multiplayer, as far as like both players are playing at the same time, I would imagine are multiplayer, because the Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 3, they're like taking turns, and any of the ones that are multiplayer, you can do it locally or online too.
Okay.
But I'm interested to see what they keep adding, because right now it's just
Yeah.
iffy. My favorite one's Dr. Mario, and
That game forever.
yeah.
What up? Welcome back.
Hi, we good?
Oh yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the gaming news and discussion, guys. During the week, if you would like to submit any gaming or streaming related news for us to possibly discuss on the show, you can post your links to the Crocs and Hot Pockets hashtag news channel in Discord. And if the article is super duper dope, we will consider talking about it on the show. So first and foremost, thank you to Polygon, PC Gamer, and Rock Paper Shotgun for supplying all of the articles that we were reviewing today. And a shout out to Nipnops, Remax, Sonder, Greg, Matt Weenie, Elizabeth, and Vans for submitting news articles over the past month. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So first and foremost, just a couple just so you knows. First, Telltale Games is shutting down. Holy shit.
Feels bad, man.
Feels real bad, man.
Like that.
Just yeah. I'll want to probably talk about that a little bit later. Second off, Ghost Recon Wildlands is currently 60% off. So if it's a game that you've never played before and you enjoy just like a third-person shooter that has a shit ton of content that you can just grind for hours, I would definitely suggest playing it. Not very well optimized. It is a resource hog, so just keep that in mind. But if you're going to play on console, I don't think it's that big of an issue, but it's just its PC optimization. It's just not the greatest. Salty, I
Big
know.
ass game too.
Yeah, I think it's like 60 gigs or something. Vans, middle-aged, have either of you guys played Wildlands?
Nope, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
What is 60% off? What is that, like, make it
20
20
bucks.
something bucks?
Yeah.
20 bucks?
$19.99.
It's definitely worth $20. I thought
No,
it was worth full price.
I don't disagree with you. My problem is I got so many fucking games to play as it is
Oh,
that it's
yeah.
hard to, like, oh, what's another $20 when by the time I would actually get around to playing this, I could probably find it for $10. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
yeah.
all. That's all.
AMD's first generation Threadripper.
Thread rapers.
Repping these threads, baby. Repping the threads.
The 1920X is currently half off.
And sold out.
And
by
sold
the way.
out, yeah. You can get, there's a couple other distributors that have these chips still. You might have a better chance getting it locally because this sale came out early this week. So a lot of them have been snatched up. But, the next generation chips are going to be coming out soon because I don't think they're out yet. I think they're coming out very soon.
Can I make a quick comment?
Yeah.
So when I was trying to decide to build a new stream PC way back in April, or build a new PC that I was going to use, the Threadripper was on my list of possible things. So I did all types of build outs for different chips and builds, and the Threadripper was one of them. But what ultimately turned me off was you're going to pay a pretty penny for a motherboard for that chip, especially a motherboard that has the options that you would. It's just because it's such a large chip. It's going to cost you more, and you're not even going to have some of the same amenities that a similarly priced chip would have already had without even paying even more.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind. Yeah, it's a badass chip that can do a lot of things, but it's so big that you would I mean, you have to buy a very specific motherboard just for that chip, and it
That's
costs
why they
a
fuck
lot of
people
money.
for.
Yep.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like the Ryzen chip that I have, which I believe is less than $300 right now, I can stream 720p, 60 frames per second on a medium preset just fine. And a lot of people the reason that they're jumping into these bigger chips is because they want the ability to stream 1080p at 60 at medium or slow, which in my opinion, you shouldn't, because there's no reason to stream 1080p on Twitch.
Unless you got options every night.
No.
But even then, like the recommended bit rate for 1080p 60 frames per second is at least 10,000. With Twitch's cap at 6,000, you're not getting any benefit whatsoever.
That's everybody's cap?
Yeah.
Or
No, that's everybody.
like the big partners, they don't
I
have.
bet you the big partners don't have some of those caps.
I've never heard
I don't know.
anybody say anything about the cap being higher for partners.
Well, some
No,
of those streams
I'm
look
talking
real
about
crisp.
the big partners.
Yeah, like the biggest of the big.
Right.
Like-
I guarantee you the top 10 channels, they don't have to give a fuck. They can probably just call somebody and say, hey,
I'm streaming on
like
this
how,
date.
yeah, Ninja's making $1 bajillion a month. How much money is Twitch making off of Ninja?
Right.
A fucking ton. If he tells them I want 10,000 bit rate, he's getting 10,000 bit rate.
Yeah.
Darren fucking teeth.
Some of them now. Okay, here's the thing. The thing with 1080p streaming is when things are standing still on your stream. If you're playing Hearthstone or you're playing like a click card game or something like that, if nothing is moving, it will look better. But as soon as stuff starts moving around and your bit rate tanks because it's trying to compensate for all the moving shit, it's gonna look just the same as if you're streaming at 720p or 900p. But yeah, like I've done a lot of looking and I haven't seen anything about people being able to stream at higher bit rates just for being a big streamer. And
What do you guys. Sorry.
there hasn't been anything that I've seen that has been specific to partners that hasn't eventually gotten leaked. Because have you ever been to those bigger streamers and looked at their stream stats and seen anything higher than 6K? Because if
I
they're
don't look at that shit. So
exactly, if they're broadcasting at anything higher, we'd all be able to see it because you can check their stream stats. And I've never seen anything above 6,000.
Well, maybe you're right.
So I got into it. I didn't get into it, but I always go into the Twitch Reddit to try and just help people out and just share knowledge. And
You're nice. I had to unsubscribe from that place.
it is one of the worst subreddits on the fucking internet.
It used to be great.
Yeah, and now it's not. But something tells me to go and try and help people that are genuinely looking for help that have nowhere else to turn.
You're so nice.
Sometimes
I'll put it to you this way. I have an anonymous Reddit account for my tech Reddits that I never, like, I look at once in a blue moon, and then I just have my regular Reddit account, and that's pretty much just nothing but DIY shit and woodworking.
right.
People building crazy stuff.
Salty on Reddit.
The thing I was gonna say too was, well, I just built this brand new PC that's got the new 2700X Ryzen chip. It's got a 1080, and I'm streaming games at 30 frames per second off a capture card off of that. But I'm also running it at the slower, like the lowest setting,
Yeah.
and I mean it looks almost frame perfect when I'm streaming on that.
Exactly.
And I have to say, I know somebody be like, oh, 30 frames per second, console play. Well, try playing God of War, try playing Spider-Man, and tell me you're not impressed with how smooth and good that looks at 30 frames per second. It's amazing.
When you were playing No Man's Sky, I couldn't even tell that you were playing at 30.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, it was last week. I had to really control myself because I was trying to get it into this person's head that how can you stream 1080p 60 if the recommended bitrate is 4,000 higher?
Yeah.
I was like, please prove it to me. Show me where. Because here's the main issue is on Twitch's official website, it says recommended bitrate for 1080p 60 is 4,500 to 6,000, which is just flat out fucking incorrect. And it drives me insane that they have it there. But what are you gonna do? Half of the big people that are streaming right now don't even understand any of that stuff.
Well, and no if you look at the big streamers too, they're not streaming at 1080. No, a lot of them are not.
So yeah,
A
like
lot of them have people that set up the stream for them anyways.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, anyways. Last but not least, hackers stole customer credit cards from Newegg in data breach.
So it might be a good thing that they're sold out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys have a Newegg account, and specifically if you have purchased anything within the last 30 days, the hackers who got this data had their malware was on Newegg's website for an entire month before they caught it.
It was basically like one of those card scanners that people put on fucking gas pumps and shit.
Yep.
Wow.
It's fucking the way they describe that code and how they managed to get it on the site itself. It just boggles my fucking mind. Like,
Almost impressive.
No one is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely impressive.
Yeah.
They're fucking assholes still, but very impressive all the same.
So first off, Telltale Games shutting down. And I know I had somebody in chat that asked a question about it. So I figured we just kind of talk about it. Holy fuck. What
Yeah.
a shit show. What were your
Yes.
guys' first thoughts when you saw these headlines?
Well, I was extremely sad because I think the news came out, was it Friday? Right?
Yeah, Thursday or Friday.
Yep.
I think it was Thursday or Friday. I can't remember, but I was getting home because I work late on both Thursdays and Fridays usually. So I remember coming home from work. I usually will sit when I get home those nights. I think it was Friday. I want to say it was Friday because I remember being home late, going in my backyard. I grabbed a beer. I sit on my back porch, just kind of decompress from coming home from a football game. I'm usually kind of wired a little bit. And so I was sitting in my backyard on my back porch, and I had a beer, and I was pulling up my Twitter feed just to see what I had missed. And I saw, like I said, RIP Telltale, and I was like, what? And so I went on, like, the trending, and there it was, Telltale Games shuts down studio. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, it's like, you know that meme with the guy with the mustache that's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, that's what
Dude, that's Tom
I felt
DeLonge
like.
from Blink-182. Did you know that?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, that's from one of their music videos.
I didn't even realize. It was. I had to look it up and then realized, oh my God, they're shut down. And you know, there's a lot of arguments about what happened. They had too many IPs that were very expensive. They weren't selling enough, whatever. But I have literally played, with the exception of Minecraft Story Mode, I have played every single one of their interactive games on stream in the last 3 years.
Wow.
I played every single one. I always look forward to their releases, and I was very, very upset because, and not only that, I just started the new season of The Walking Dead, you know, that they had the final season. They're not going to finish it. Episode 2 comes out next week, and then that's it. They're not going to have episode 3 and 4.
That's
And I already
sad.
bought the full season, so I don't know how that's going to work. I probably just lost my money.
Oh, you can
Wow.
pre-buy the entire season?
Yeah, but I mean, who was going to know they were going to shut down? I knew I was going to play it.
Right.
So, I mean,
Fucking pre-orders.
I'm not,
Again.
but yeah, they did. But here's the thing. That's not, I felt worse about people because I was reading all
I
these
only
stories.
feel bad for the employees. I don't feel bad for the
anyone.
leadership.
I
Pre-orders
felt-
never!
I was reading these stories about how there were people they were hiring and had just moved out like across the country, like
Oh.
just a week
Yeah.
ago. You know,
Well, that's just it. The guy who actually founded the company got forced out last year by the investors. So what really ended up fucking happening was Wall Street fucked that entire company over. They forced out the CEO and founder.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think the funniest thing to read, it's not funny, but like the most satisfying thing to read is the statement from the old CEO. He was like, I've been trying, like he's been suing them since the moment he got forced out.
yeah.
We pretty much just told them, I told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to fucking prevent this for a year and a half.
Well, there were a lot of the heartwarming side of this was there was a lot of developers. I saw Bell was talking about Blizzard swooped in to offer jobs to people. I know Ubisoft did. There was another big company that did. There was a bunch of game developers that were like, "Hey, we're gonna meet you here. We're gonna buy you lunch. And if you were just one of those people that are, you know, let go by Telltale, hey, come meet with us." You know,
That's so
I thought that was
awesome.
kind of
That's awesome.
that was kind of really cool. But that was the thing. It made me feel selfish. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna lose $10. I've got through two. I mean, it's like what 4 episodes this season. I'll get to play 2 of them, so I'm out $10. That's nothing compared to my family getting uprooted, going across country, and then losing your job the next week. I mean, that's terrible, unbelievable.
The one thing that I saw was the amount of people that worked there that put in insane amounts of unpaid overtime in order to finish certain episodes of The Walking Dead and then just not getting a severance package.
God damn.
Not getting dick, just bye.
Yeah, just see ya.
Like, and
It's sad.
the fucking guy that they put in place of this dude. So the other co-founder ended up being the intermittent or whatever interim CEO, and then the guy who took over as CEO for the company in, I think it was November or something last year.
Yeah.
Was the fucking guy who used to be the CEO of Zynga, like the old internet game company, the
Farmville
fucking
Zynga?
totally fucking ridiculously small.
Mafia War Zynga, Farmville Zynga,
same ones.
Like those little mobile games.
Yeah. They fucking Hello Games it.
Well,
Except for they went the other way. Hello Games fucking took a shit.
Some of the best gaming memories that I have in the last several years have come from Telltale Games. Like Tales from the Borderlands.
Yes.
Season 1 of Walking Dead. The Batman series. Incredible. The Wolf Among Us. They had announced The Wolf Among Us 2 recently. Wolf Among Us was amazing. Amazing.
No.
And now that's sad. Now they put out some shit too.
A bunch of shit.
They put out some not so good ones that I played through, like Guardians of the Galaxy, not so great.
Back to the Future.
The Game of the Thrones, Back to the Future. Those were none of those were that good. But they put out way more good stuff than they put out stuff that wasn't, and they really kind of shaped and modeled interactive storytelling in games. You know, it's sad.
I had a theory that it was a big streaming and YouTube game.
You're okay. You're a robot in there for a hot second.
I had a theory that it was such a big streaming and YouTube game that there was no pull to actually buy the game after you watched it because there was no real mechanical gain from buying it and playing it yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd never actually bought one.
Story-driven game. Me
I
neither.
watched all of them though. I just watched other people play them.
How many people watched PewDiePie play through that and then just never bought it? Probably millions.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a case out there that there was more people that watched the game than actually bought it.
I mean, that's got to be the case. That's why they're broke.
Has to, yeah.
I mean, that fucking statement was basically like, our games seem to be pretty popular, but we're not making any money, so bye-bye.
Well, it's true. A lot of people, I know that from my own stream. Like I said, I've streamed every Telltale release, and I know there's plenty of people that just watched me play it and never purchased it.
Yep.
And that could be a lesson for any story-driven game in the future, that we need to make something that will appeal to audiences from streamers, but also something that the viewers will want to buy to gain, some type of other.
Eventually, they'll just be fucking dickholes and copyright everything, so that you gotta pay them to be able to stream it.
Like Nintendo did with all their content on YouTube a little while ago. Yeah, I'm afraid that might be our future.
That is the future, man.
Yep.
Marketers fuck everything up.
Yep. Oh, you wanna publish this game to Twitch? Well, you got to pay a P per game publisher. Like,
at least
add a new monthly subscription that you could stream the publisher's game.
Yeah.
You wait. I'd say 6 months away. 6 months away, changing. Well, that's just the fucking world we live in.
Yep.
If anybody's making money off of anything, somebody else wants a piece of it.
This is
Or
true.
even a monthly subscription to even stream.
Right. Yeah, just to use the platform, just to use their servers. Woo!
I mean, just think about how fucking lucky we are that OBS is free.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
But don't worry. Subscribe to Twitch Turbo and get streaming to Twitch for free.
Yeah. Fuck.
The sad thing is, that doesn't sound foreign at all.
No.
I could totally see that tomorrow.
That's why I said like 6 months tops.
Yeah.
We're gonna see something on some platform, whether it's Mixer or YouTube or, I mean, shit, all that stuff going on over in Europe, with the votes over in Europe for copyright and hyperlink.
Yep.
shit, and all those massive fucking fines and jail time they're gonna fucking put these companies up against a wall, and they're just gonna say, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Crazy.
I mean, Twitch lost a massive market when China just said "fuck you" and blocked them.
Right. Did you also know that YouTube is blocked China
Oh, yeah.
wide?
Oh yeah.
So both YouTube and Twitch being blocked countrywide. That is insane. That's what, 2 billion people? 2.2 billion people?
Yeah. It's like a third of the whole population of the world.
Fucking nuts. Because, yeah, how many do we have? What, 350 million in the United States?
I think it's up to around 360 or 70 million.
Okay, so it's getting up there.
Either way, not a fucking footprint.
Yeah.
Nope.
To these motherfuckers.
Not
No.
as much as China.
That's like a city.
Fucking India's got another billion, almost
Crazy.
2 billion.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck that. That's a lot of people, man.
That is a lot of fucking people.
I don't need neighbors in my toilet.
I need to be able to have a toilet.
Yeah, right. I
Right.
need
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bathroom.
What?
You think motherfuckers in this country are broke now? Wait, what if there were 2 billion of you motherfuckers running around?
Yeah.
God
We'd be
damn.
broke as fuck.
And we, like, and our government has trouble keeping track of fucking 300 million people. Can you imagine? God,
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, we got a whole Congress and all kinds of shit. They got dictators. Oh, excuse me. I mean, democracy, whatever they want.
Yeah, democracy with one in charge.
Definitely not communism.
Right, not at all. Moving along. New NVIDIA GPUs.
I put the question mark on it.
Thank you.
New ones?
Meh.
Eh?
So the new GPUs hit the market. There is the 2070, the 2080, and the 2080 Ti. These are all built on the new Turing architecture. And one of the biggest features that are supposed to be coming out with these cards is their ray tracing, which isn't even available at launch quite yet. But from this point forward, I don't want you guys to take everything that I say or that we say to heart. Like, I'm going to be very scarce because I did a lot of research on these cards and like the reviews after they've launched, but I haven't committed all of the data to memory. So please take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Please, if you're looking at these cards, look up Gamers Nexus, Jay's 2 Cents, or just or any of those people that do specific game testing. I know Jay's 2 Cents, he tested 6 different games from 6 different game engines on all 3 cards and did a phenomenal job. So if you guys want some really good benchmarks, go check them out. With that said, fucking RTX cards, man. Are you kidding me? Somebody take the mic before I lose my shit.
I don't know what everybody's so freaked out about. Like, this is nothing new. Come out, fucking guns blazing, punches being thrown, all that shit. You're paying fucking 70% more for the new series of cards for a 20% increase in general performance.
I'm waiting for the Apple reference.
Dude,
Oh,
seriously.
I mean, that's the same shit there too. Doesn't matter.
99% customer satisfaction. Shut the fuck up. There's no way. Have you seen Twitter lately? There's no fucking way.
It
And
probably came from like 750s.
right.
I just
Got them.
I just want to throw it out there for my own personal take. I'm still running a 970, and that would be a massive increase, and it would be a good way to future-proof me. But like I said, I'm running on a single 970, and I am a big fan of bringing back SLI support and NVLink and all the shit. Jay's 2 Cents put another video out where he broke all the records on 3D Mark. He broke all the world records in 3D Mark with a SLI set of, I think it was the 2080 Ti
Founders editions?
the NVGA, EVGA.
Okay.
NVGA, the EVGA, whatever the fuck their maximum one is. The one that's like $1,300-$1,400 or whatever the fuck it is. But he had to have a 1600 watt power supply.
That's insane.
And he put it on like the 7990X or whatever the fuck that, like 7890, whatever it is, the super like 12 core 32 thread chip from
Yep.
Intel. The like $1,000 chip from Intel. So But I mean, he was getting graphics scores at like 14,000 in 3D Mark Fire Strikes. Fucking insane. So I don't know. If I had a 1080, I wouldn't be that impressed. But when I had a 970, I wasn't that impressed with the 1080s. So
Right.
well, I still have one.
Jimbo, any thoughts? Fans, any thoughts?
I just bought a 1080 in April. I mean, if I didn't, I don't know. I can't see myself paying that much for a graphics card. That's all I'm saying. It's great, but you can get so much value with shit. Buy a 1070 Ti or a freaking 1080 Ti. I mean, shit. Buy one of those chips, and they can do. And I have a 4K monitor. I can play games in 4K on a 1080, and even stream. Now I won't be able to stream and play at 60 frames. But I could bring it down if I want to play the 4K and still keep a stable 30 if I wanted to stream. If I'm not streaming, I can still on a 1080. I can get with this chip and my 1080. I can get a stable 60 frames per second. And it just depends on the game I'm playing. If it's optimized, I can stream it. But I can play games in 4K on a 1080 at 60 frames per second.
I'm pretty much on the same boat. I mean,
I don't
I just
feel the
got a
need.
1080, and if you're on an older card, I don't see why you would want to pay over $1,000 for, not that much of an increase from a 1080 Ti.
Right.
You'd get enough of a boost from a 1080 Ti to warrant that price. I think it'd just be perfect. Especially, I would imagine the prices are going to go down after the new ones are out. So I think it would just make more sense for yourself.
Right.
But I mean, people are going to buy it anyways.
I just wish the Ti prices didn't get fucked like they always do.
Yeah, ever since the fucking 700 series cars, they've just been
780
abysmal.
Ti's were fucking like $200 more expensive than all the other ones, and probably still are.
Right.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised in the least.
Yep. Here's my main complaint. So there are some things that these 2000 series cards do well, and there are some things that they don't do so well. So the biggest issue I had was that during their press conference, they spent 2 hours talking about this ray tracing bullshit, which is going to be awesome, but it's not available yet. And they spent less time not touching on any of the actual accurate benchmarks that like the 2070 and the 2080 would have. So they were praising that there was going to be a performance jump in the 4K gaming, and there is. For the people who are looking to enjoy the 4K 60 FPS experience that everyone is so longing for, well, not everyone, but the enthusiasts are longing for, there is a significant jump in performance on the games that are optimized for 4K. So as far as the 2080 Ti is concerned, there was anywhere from a 20 to 30% increase in frames for 4K gaming. As far as 1440p, aka 2K gaming, there were significant jumps as well. But my issue comes in when I see so many people out and about that say, I'm looking to upgrade my PC. Should I just wait for these new cards to drop, or should I just buy a card now? Just buy a card now. There is no reason to wait 4 months, 5-6 months for the next card, even if you don't even know when the release date for these cards are. Just buy what is available to you now, because we're getting to this point now where, especially with 1080p gaming, we are hitting a plateau where a 1060 or a 1070 can play 1080p at 120 frames per second easy. Mm-hmm. And that's like a $300 or $400 card. That's nothing. Even cheaper than that. There's some 1050 Ti superclock that perform just as well.
The 1070 I have hooked up to my 4K TV in the living room. I have my old PC, a 4790K with a 1070 hooked up to that. It can run some unoptimized 4K games at close to 60 frames per second.
Yep.
Depending on what I'm playing.
Yep.
So you definitely do not need a top-tier brand new chip. The 1070 is also a great card that you could get for a pretty good price now.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So nowadays, as far as the general consumer market is concerned, the only time you're going to see massive jumps in performance is when you're talking about either 1440p gaming or 4K gaming. Right now, if you're just planning on gaming at 1080p at, you know, high refresh rates, there's no reason to wait for these new, they want you to wait for these new architectures to come out so that you will drop the abysmal amount of money that they are asking for. I was listening to Jay's 2 cents talk about this, where, yeah, the 2080 Ti, you're getting anywhere from 20 to 30% increased performance in those high resolution games, but you're paying 70% more just for that little bit of an increase. Money's not an option for you, or not an option, but not an issue. You can throw D's all day and you can get whatever your card you want, no problem. But like, there's so many people who are getting conned into waiting for these cars because they were supposed to be the next big thing. And for fucking real, these cards were supposed to be the next best thing for like the last year. They've been teasing these cards. They've been leaking information about them for so long. And
They've been developing them for 10 years.
Right. But so many people, like, these came out and it's like, oh yeah, the 2080 is sometimes not even beating the 1080 Ti as far as performance in 1080p gaming. It's like everyone was conned into waiting so long for these new cards to come out, and the other cards are just not that great at all. So I kind of got a little triggered by this. As far as the people who are looking for an upgrade in performance when it comes to 4K gaming, they got it, but they're gonna have to spend up the ass in order to get it. As somebody with a 1080 non-Ti, I'm thinking about upgrading to a 2080 Ti just because the next jump I want to make is with 1440p, and I want to get into that. And the graphics card I have right now would probably be fine, but I don't want to be putting my card on the brink of overheating in order to get that 1440p. Jimmy, go for it.
Go.
I don't want to have to like stress my card out for that. So looking at the benchmarks for the prices of just the 28, or I'm sorry, not the 2080 Ti, just a regular 2080. I'm thinking about going from a 1080 to a 2080 so that I can have a little bit more easier of a time trying to adopt the 1440p life. But other than that, I was so let down, and I just felt bad for the people that pre-ordered the cards, because I saw a lot of that, and B, people that have been waiting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months plus waiting for these new cards to drop, and they're just meh.
Yeah, that was my debate with it, and it was like, I either wait or I just get one now, and I'm very glad I decided to get one at that time, because even if they dropped exactly how they are now, I still would have gotten the other one just because of the price.
Yep, 100%.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting the money out there because I can't remotely fucking warrant it. As much as I play and as old as the games that I play are, I can't tell you the last time. Far Cry 5 was probably the last time I bought a AAA title on PC.
Okay.
That was new at the time. Everything else I buy is fucking old. And normally all the kinks have been worked out to where I don't need a shitload of memory. I mean, which I have fucking like 32 gigs in this PC already. But like, I'm 2 generations of fucking motherboards back. My shit is getting old as fuck.
Right.
So at this moment, and especially because when I first got into PC, I was really into overclocking. Not necessarily extreme overclocking, but just shit you could get with aftermarket coolers, and I fried 1.5 of those.
I remember that.
Around with them. But still, like, seeing out of the box with no fucking updated drivers yet. Jay's 2 cents take all the number 1 slots with SLI. I'm excited for that aspect.
Right.
Am I gonna spend like $3,000 he spent to get those 2 cards to SLI them? No.
Right.
But if I was going that route,
You'd have to go all out.
I'd have to. So maybe I'll wait a little while until they come down a little bit in price. But I'm excited. I'm excited that SLI's back and it works now.
Right.
Are the fucking dumbasses in these studios going to realize that PC is worth writing up these drivers for? We'll see. Because that was always the fucking issue before.
Right. Was just the driver compatibility and
Was trash.
incompatibility,
It
I
would
should
just
say.
put 100% load on one card, and then the other card would sit there idle.
Yep.
Fucking stupid. That's how I ended up frying mine in the first place, because I was fucking around in NVIDIA Inspector and Precision X and all that other shit a little bit too much, trying to set up the drivers to work the way they're supposed to.
Right.
Trying to fix their stuff.
Yeah.
For them. Now,
Yeah.
what I'll say is, if you guys are in a 7 series or a 9 series card, if you have like a 970 right now, you could get a really great card. If you picked up that 2070 for $499, I believe, and then the Founders Edition is $599, you're gonna do great. You're gonna have a great brand new card that will perform very, very well. But as far as being anywhere in the 10 series looking for a new card, you're kind of like, I could get a little bit of a performance bump for the high resolution gaming, but it's going to fucking cost me.
Especially if you don't have any of the high resolution stuff. Like,
exactly.
If you're sitting at 1080 right now with all 1080 monitors, then you'd have to get the monitors. And that alone is going to cost you a lot more than buying another 1080p monitor. Because you could probably get a 1080 Ti and another monitor for around the same price as 2080.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Yep.
Right. Because that fucking a 4K monitor with low enough latency to where you don't have issues and any kind of frame rate, you're going to be looking at way more, twice, 3 times.
Well, I was just talking about the monitor with the 1080 versus just that card.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And yeah, not to mention the price of the monitor if you wanted a gaming 4K monitor.
Right. Now, on the other side of things, if money was no option, thinking about having 2 of those 2080 Ti's in SLI, and then one of NVIDIA's big fucking game displays, those like 60-inch 4K, 60 frames per second. Oh, now that would be fucking dope. But
that would be a sick movie game room.
Yeah, or just like, can you imagine playing like the new Forza that's coming out on 4K, 60 frames per second on your couch? I mean, I'm sure like couch gamers everywhere are just hot jizzing everywhere, but it's neither here nor there. That's how you say it, right? Neither here nor there, nor here.
You get back and hear hot jizzing everywhere.
Yeah. You know how we do. Yeah. Well, we were just getting into talking about Call of Duty because we didn't finish up while you were gone.
It's okay.
But I wanted to go over the changes to the Battlefield beta. So a lot of the complaints that the general public had about this game, it seems to be that they are taking on working on it right now. So one of the biggest things was the people didn't like how you spawned with such little health and ammo. And so they're going to be changing it to where you start with a little bit more ammunition, and you're also going to be starting with 1 health pack so that if you get hurt, you can heal yourself at least once. They're working on vehicle balance, so there's going to be a couple more vehicles that are going to be around, which everybody is super pumped about because the vehicles were not that prominent in the beta. They were used, but they weren't as prominent as they were in previous Battlefield games, so they're going to be working on that. Another big thing they were working on was the bleeding out. When you got downed, if you held your bleeding, it would take like another 10 to 15 seconds before you died. And even if you tried to quicken the bleeding, it would still take anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds for you to die. So they're working on that too. So a lot of good changes that are going to be coming to Battlefield 5. But I kind of wanted to just compare the Battlefield 5 to the latest COD Blackout. I wanted to talk about the COD Blackout beta and kind of just what would possibly happen to PUBG once this game comes out. So, Jimbo, I know you didn't play Blackout. Salty, did you play Blackout at all?
No, I watched a little bit of it.
Okay. I played Blackout with Salty a lot, and as somebody who has not played a multiplayer COD game ever or been really about COD whatsoever, I absolutely loved it. I had so much fucking fun with it. So Vans, what was your first and lasting impressions of it?
I mean, the first one was wow for a beta. This is really polished, especially servers and all. I mean, comparing it to really any of the battle royale games that are out right now, server performance was really, really competitive. I mean, afterwards, I'm still itching to play it right now. Like, right this second. I don't care if it has any fixes to it. Like, I just want to play it right now. And I haven't had that feeling from a COD game since, like, Modern Warfare 3. So
Yeah.
that getting that feeling from a Call of Duty game just restores some life into me.
What did you think from watching it, Salty?
I mean, that was kind of what I saw in it too. Is a lot of the stuff takes it back to old school COD, fast paced, no bullshit,
Yep.
power ups and all these crazy mech suits and all this other crap. Like, for me, when I look at battle royales, fit and finish are the only things that I really care about. I don't give a flying fuck if it's accurate to how that Scar made in that year in Alabama, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about any of that accuracy shit when it comes to that. I like super fast paced, just run and gun shooters. That's what I came up on. That's what I always loved. That's why Modern Warfare, that was actually Modern Warfare 2 for me, was like my life before I built the PC. Up until 2014, I was still playing Modern Warfare 2 online.
Yep.
Constantly. And so it's good to see. I've heard that from other people too, where it goes back more towards it makes people feel good about COD the way the Modern Warfare series did. So
One of the first things I noticed is you land and you fucking sprint and you jump through a window and you look down and you press F. Because if you're using E for interact, you're doing it wrong. You fucking pick shit up. If you have a gun and you're running over stocks and sights and barrels, it picks it up. It automatically attaches it to the gun. Like, for me, that's how I prefer it to be. I don't want to spend all this time trying to look at the items that are on the ground.
right. Getting killed in your menu.
Right.
Exactly.
Trying to figure like what goes to what gun and what ammo belongs to what gun. Just run, pick up the things that are available to me and get in a fucking gunfight with somebody else. Not somebody else has a gun. I'm running through 4 fucking buildings trying to find something and I'm basically just getting shot at while I'm running. Yep. And it was all just so smooth. You land, you fucking jump through a window, you pick up a gun, you jump through a window to get out of the building, you open a door to the next building.
The vaulting. Oh my god.
Yep.
You could just like parkour through buildings. Even if like you have a whole town and the zones coming towards you, you could just vault through the buildings like you're hurdling.
Yep.
It's so smooth.
Yep.
There's only one problem with it, and it's that you can get stuck on the window pane, but there's a simple fix for that. You could just, widen that glass a little bit, because if you hit it and you don't hit the vault animation, then you have to back out and then go through it again. But other than that, oh my god, the movement in that game, I really don't have a single like overall bad thing to say about that game, and having it be in beta like that is just amazing.
Right. The only issues we had were like just trying to party up with people, like the bugs of trying to party up. Now, speaking of complaints, the only complaints that I saw after the fact was that there was a YouTube video that was published last week explaining the tick rate of the server and the responsiveness of hit detection. While I was playing the game, I did not have a single complaint about hit detection or desync or any of that. There was only one time I died where I said, okay, I unloaded into that dude and he did not go down, and I did. That could have just been me being a terrible gamer, which is very, very possible. But everyone, like, that video was outlining how terrible that the game's hit detection was. I didn't feel like that at all. And Chad, I want to kind of ask you guys, did you feel like hit detection was an issue whatsoever? One of the explanations I saw was that in order for the Call of Duty servers to compensate for such a low tick rate, they made it seem like you were getting more hits than you actually were. So like you would get more hit markers than you were actually hitting. That I can maybe kind of see, because there were some times where I was shooting, I'm like, how did I get those hits? I was not even on point with my hit.
Even then, there's still times like that when you're in a gun battle and other people are shooting at you, and they're not like consistently, like they don't hit you once and then keep hitting you. It'll be like one tap, couple taps if it's long range. I figure if it's something along those lines where it's giving you hits, so to speak,
Right.
you would hit them with an automatic. You would hit them and then, you know, tag on an extra one. But I don't think I ever really experienced that.
Because you go down so fast anyways, most of the time, unless you are armored up and with what was the health pack that gave you extra health?
Trauma kit.
Trauma kit. Yeah, if you were trauma kitted out and you had armor 3, it took you a while to die. But yeah, I did not get that feeling whatsoever. And I put a lot of time into PUBG and to Fortnite. And I think I have a pretty good feeling about what is like a bad performing server and what is. And I felt everything was clean, on point the entire time that I played.
There's only that one server we got in, but that was server wide. Everyone in the side chat was even saying how bad it was.
Yep.
So other than that, I mean, it was smooth.
I put up a poll on Twitter asking if people thought that Blackout was going to overtake PUBG and Fortnite, do well, but not overtake either. And then the last option was I just like polls. And ironically, that's the thing that got voted for the most, which just goes to show how much of my audience actually cares about Battle Royale games. So I couldn't be mad at that whatsoever. But the second most voted for option was the game is going to do very well. It'll probably overtake PUBG, but not overtake Fortnite. And the main reason being Fortnite's got the multi-platform, cross-play, free-to-play aspect going for them, and nobody's going to be able to overtake that for now. What do you guys think Blackout is going to do in the Battle Royale market? And what the crazy thing about this, too, is that the beta was only the Battle Royale style of the game. And there's still two other game modes that are going to be released. What do you think COD is going to do as a whole in the video game scene?
I don't fucking know.
I honestly think PUBG is going to get the H1Z1 treatment, and they're going to eventually try and keep up, but they'll end up stepping on their own toes and just falling. Because, I mean, I saw something today that H1Z1 was like changing their name or something. But I just can't see, unless PUBG really, you know, overhauls their game. It just performs too well.
Right. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's the thing. And
Z1
it looks
survive?
great.
Yeah.
I was curious. I looked at the stats of what PUBG's player base was like during the COD beta, and I couldn't find like I didn't go looking for an answer because I forgot when the COD beta existed. But since January of 2018, PUBG has lost over 2 million average concurrent players. So their high was 3.2 million back in February, and ever since then, it's gone down more and more and more. And their average players, their peak player dropped from 3.2 million down to 1 million. Their average players from January dropped from 1.5 million to 500,000. So they've actually been below the 1 million threshold as far as concurrent average players. I am fully expecting this game to tank once Call of Duty comes out. And I don't think it's going to be because Call of Duty has such a loyal, hungry player base. I just think there's so many people who are only playing PUBG because they don't want to play Fortnite. And they're going to see that this game is going to come out. And people are like, oh shit, this is a AAA first person battle royale game that has a shit ton of weapons and what an awesome map. Can we just say what
Seriously.
a fucking great map? They threw some nostalgia in there. The size of it is perfect.
And they have the perfect mix of close range and long range, which I thought would be a challenge because you have all these different towns, and Call of Duty is mostly known for, you know, fast close range action, but the long range battles are so satisfying.
Yep. Seeing that kind of those type of battles taking place reminded me of fucking Battlefield 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Of where you could have right up in your face fucking close quarters combat nonstop,
Yep.
or the longest fucking most gigantic maps ever.
Yep.
So,
You know, I was actually frustrated at first that there wasn't any vehicles that could hold 4 people, but then I actually learned to love it. I was like, no, I'd actually like there not to be vehicles that can hold everybody and just have them bounce from one area to the other. I like battle royale games on foot. I don't care for vehicles, but even though they had because the helicopter was the only vehicle that could hold 4 people, right? Out of all the vehicles.
I think you could like jump, because you couldn't get in the passenger seat of the truck, but you can jump in the back and you won't move. So I would imagine you could get the other 3 teammates in the back.
Okay. But
But
yeah,
other
like
than that, I mean, you're not covered by anything. You could still get lit up.
exactly. And the helicopters were not OP at all. 2 people could unload with machine guns on a helicopter and bring it down easy peasy.
Yep.
So I'm fucking stoked for this game to come out, and I will definitely be putting a lot of time into it.
Same.
All right.
things you never thought you'd say again.
Right?
Honestly. After Black was the one after Black Ops 2. I think it was Ghosts. After that game, I was like, ooh,
Ooh.
you know, Call of Duty. You need
Same
to
here.
Yep.
step it up.
And then we have the Battlefield BR that's going to be coming out with 5. I'm going to be buying Battlefield 5 just because I thoroughly enjoyed the multiplayer of that game, but I don't think I'm going to be playing Battlefield 5 for the BR. I'll probably be playing Call of Duty for the BR.
Yep.
Yeah, assuming I don't know. I don't want to fucking buy it now, but I really used to love just spending all my time playing Battlefield 4.
Me too.
Especially because we knew so many people in the community that played it, that it was like, depending on which time of day you got on, you could get different experiences every time. So like, I always played super early in the morning or super late at night. So I played with all the old guys all the time. So it's like all the people I played with on a daily basis are like twice my age. So like 3 beers, sitting on a fucking mountaintop just sniping people from like a mile out.
Yep.
Or playing with all the younger people and like prime time at like 8-9 o'clock at night and doing nothing but close quarter shit.
Our community could fill up a 64 slot server with everybody. Like everybody knew somebody that was there
in
playing.
2014, fuck yeah.
Yep.
2014 we could. That shit was fun.
All right, next up, Nintendo fucking Direct, which was actually the
something I can talk about. Yeah.
it was actually the 13th of September, not the 12th. Regardless, but quite a bit of details that came out regarding Nintendo Direct. I'm just going to kind of read off the highlights that were probably the biggest amongst the Nintendo community. Animal Crossing has a character that is coming to Super Smash, and a new Animal Crossing game is going to be coming out.
Woo! Yeah.
Fucking people lost their goddamn mind.
They've been waiting a long time.
Nintendo trolled so fucking hard by just saying like, oh, here's an Animal Crossing stage. And then, oh no, just an Animal Crossing person coming to Super Smash. And then boom, Animal Crossing game. What a bunch of assholes.
That was awesome.
Regardless, the announcement of Nintendo Switch Online. We have Luigi's Mansion 3 that has been announced for the Nintendo Switch. Splatoon 2 was already known was coming out, right? That wasn't just announced.
Splatoon
it's
2 has
already
been out. That was a DLC.
Okay, so that was
I
DLC
believe.
for it. Okay. New DLC for Mario Tennis Aces. The new Super Mario Brothers U is going to be coming to the Switch. There's a new Katamari game that's coming out. Some updates to the new Pokemon Let's Go coming out. A little bit more information about Super Mario Party. Yeah. We've got another Yoshi game, another Kirby game, and again, those might be games that have already been announced, but they were just kind of giving more information on it. And then there's a couple announcements for the Nintendo 3DS, which are kind of whatever. Personally, for me, I'm not big on the 3DS. And then we've got Final Fantasy titles that are coming to the Switch as well, and just a lot of other stuff. So fucking exciting. So Middle-Aged and Vans, I know you guys were both hype. The other big thing too was with Nintendo Switch Online, there are 20 classic Nintendo games that are going to be available to online subscribers. And those titles are Ghosts and Goblins, Excite Bike, Tech Mobile, Yoshi, Double Dragon, Gradius, Ice Hockey, River City Ransom, Pro Wrestling, Baseball, Balloon Fight, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, Ice Climber, Legend of Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers Soccer, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Tennis. And those are just the first 20 that are going to be available to the online subscribers. So more to see. So what did you guys think?
Well, I watched
was
the
awesome.
direct. I'm going to say this real quick because I want to open it up. I have a few questions for Vans that
right.
I want him to be able to answer. So I'm going to open it up. I watched the direct, was excited about. I can't wait for the new Smash. We already talked about that. I know Animal Crossing is probably still at least another year away, but I've always been a big fan of Animal Crossing games. That's actually one of the few games that my wife will play.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually kind of fun to play those games with her. Like she wanted a 3DS just to play Animal Crossing. That's pretty much. And now that I gave my son the 3DS, my wife and son play Animal Crossing together now on 3DS, which is kind of cool. You know, now that he can read and everything, he loves Animal Crossing. So that's pretty cool that that's coming out. But the thing that I guess I'm most interested in finding out about is what is this Nintendo Online? I haven't had time to mess with it. Vans, I know it just came out. You had a chance to download it and play with it, and or I say download it, access it, and you got the service. Could you tell us a little bit about that when you're done giving your impressions? I'm excited about all things Nintendo. My Switch, unfortunately, lately I haven't been playing it a lot. It's not because I don't like it. It's just because I've been busy.
Too much stuff.
But I know when football season's over, I'll be playing it a lot more. So tell me about Nintendo Online whenever you give your reactions. I'm excited about everything else.
Yeah, I mean, as far as this the direct goes, a lot of, at least the people I was talking to, because there are a lot of Smash nerds, they were, more focused on the Smash stuff and kind of pushed it to the side. But there's a lot of, really good stuff that they announced. Luigi's Mansion, I don't think anybody expected, because I know I was on Discord with one of my friends who has a 3DS, and he was like, oh, they're remastering or they're releasing the old Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, and then it showed the Luigi's Mansion, the new one. He was like, oh, and so that was pretty cool to see. The Final Fantasy, I'm not a big fan of it, but it seems like that got a lot of people excited.
Bristol Chronicles, brother.
That was a big GameCube release way back in the day, wasn't it? Crystal Chronicles.
Fucking love that game, dude.
Right.
I never really got into the GameCube Final Fantasy or the Nintendo, but I do like some of the mainline Final Fantasies. So
quick segue. I just saw that Towerfall is coming out for the Switch September 27th.
Ooh.
That fucking
I still
game.
have never played that game.
That game is so fun for a party
I know.
game.
I've heard so many people say how great it is. I don't think I've ever played it.
I've always said the Switch is the best party game console. So any party games, they have to come out on the Switch.
Yep.
That's why I actually just saw something the other day that the Duck game, because that was supposed to come out this year for the Switch, and then they just kind of ghosted and never talked about it. But they said they're back in development on trying to get it back on. So that's good. But
just the fact that you can take that party anywhere.
yes.
That should be their motto. That should be their fucking mission statement.
You and your friends are gonna fucking be going on vacation. You're gonna take a flight to California. You're gonna be on a plane for 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I was
Three
playing,
people sitting in a row in a fucking airplane playing that shit. That's the ad right there.
I always I go over to my friends all the time, and we play Jackbox on there. The Jackbox party packs on the Switch is an A+ buy, because you can just, it's so easy to move. You just unplug, put it, I have a case for mine, put it in the case, bring it over, and just put it back on. It's not a hassle to bring, like something
Not
like
like
a Wii
the
U.
old days. Like I have that fucking giant ass aluminum briefcase that was like
Yeah.
1.5 feet thick that held a regular Xbox, all
Like
the
a
LAN
nuclear
cables.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking. It had combination lock on it and everything. I still have it. It's in the closet behind me.
And then I'm not a big Animal Crossing person, but when I saw that Isabelle was coming to Smash, I thought that was pretty cool. They already had Villager, and a lot of people were complaining that they're clones of each other. But I mean, from what I saw, the moves look really different. It looks like she'll be fun to play. I'm interested to see what people do with that fishing rod, because there was a move that they showed where you can cast a fishing rod and just bring someone back. I'm not sure if that's her grab animation or what, but I figure that'll make for some pretty good combos. I mean, other than that, the Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. I was really pissed about that because, like, 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, I bought the exact same game for my Wii U. And I bought it used, but it still wasn't cheap by any means. So, kind of screwed there.
Can you tell us about what your experience with Nintendo Online is?
Yeah, it's really bare bones right now. I mean, as far as features, the NES games are really it. I haven't gotten into the marketplace to see if there is any deals, because that was one of the advertised things, was you get extra deals. But other than that, I think they had cloud storage, which some people speculated that they wouldn't have. So that's really good, because I have the Nintendo Switch subreddit. I'm subscribed to them, and constantly every week you'll see people, oh, I lost my Switch, blah 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 blah, and that'll be good for people who never end up finding them, because then if they get a new Switch, they can just sign in and have all their saves there.
Right.
And that was a big issue with people before. They would lose their Switch and then everything's gone.
I mean, simple games like that, the fucking save files are tiny.
Exactly.
And it's not like Ark where you have to have like a 17 gig fucking server set up for some shit.
And a lot of people, at least a lot of people that I know, they like to get the physical copies of the games. So it's literally just the save files. And even the download sizes for most of the games. Because a lot of the more popular titles on the Nintendo store is actually the indie games. Right now, because there really isn't that many huge AAA titles. So, those aren't that big of a download either.
What about, with regard to online, I was confused about this because I haven't had time to look into it, and you have it. What is the purpose? Is there an app, or is there something on Android or iPhone you have to get to go with it, or how does that work?
You don't have to. That's more of like a text, or not a text, a talk client. So if you wanted to play with a friend and you wanted to talk, you would just sign in on the app and then I guess start a party. It's almost like, I would imagine, Xbox Live Party,
right?
Just for the Switch. I have it on my phone. I haven't opened it since they released it, because it's been out for a long time, but there was really no use for it until now. But even now, you could use Discord.
Exactly. I guess that's for people who don't, younger kids,
right? And that's what I figured too. But I think you can only use that if you have a subscription.
Okay.
But I would imagine it'd be better for kids, as far as the parents have more control over that.
Yeah.
Whereas
true.
Discord, you could get in with whoever.
Right.
Because I know one of the leading things was you could get a family pack of the subscription. I'm not sure how many users it could have, but you could have the main user, which would, in this case, be the parent, and then you could set limits for each of the other users.
That's kind of cool. So
which
you could probably filter the store,
the
titles that are age relevant and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, you got to think about shit like that nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I even, we have to set some things up on my. Well, I'm getting aside from this. Like my son, who's 7. Like, he loves Fortnite, but he's plays it on the iPad, and so I have to be real careful about that,
Yep.
Yeah. I as far as what the most prominent thing now, it's probably the NES games. There's nothing super crazy on there to play yet. But I would imagine they're gonna.
But they're like leaderboards for your friends, or how does any of that work, or is it just you're playing basically an emulation?
It's essentially like the NES Classic on.
Okay.
Because you can have the save points and everything. The only thing I don't like is how you use the menu, because you have to hit multiple buttons to hit start, and hit multiple buttons, like use them in a combination to go to like suspend the game to go to the real menu. And it's really clunky. That part is really the only thing I don't like about it. Other than that, it runs well. Menu's good. There's nothing really crazy about it. I haven't tried playing it online with anyone yet. So I'll have to get into that soon though.
Cool.
I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I so badly want to just be integrated into like the Nintendo Switch ecosystem. But I don't have any friends locally or at all that I'm going to be playing Switch with. So like my gaming experience with the Switch is heavily reliant on its online ability. I'm like, I don't have anywhere that I'm going to be taking my Switch to go play at somebody else's house or like a party or a get together or whatsoever. A vacation maybe is a time that I would, bring the Switch on the road. So it's like I'm in such a weird place because I am so excited for all the things that are coming out on the Switch, but I feel like I am not going to be taking advantage of like 70% of the shit that happens. But I still want to buy into it. Like I don't want to look back in 10 years and be like, yeah, you missed out on all of that because you just didn't give it the chance. So when very, very soon, I'm just going to be picking up a Switch for myself because like I want to play these games. There's already so many Switch titles that I've missed already that I really want to play. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm such in a weird spot with it because like I've owned one for 6+ months. And
Dude, I can't wait to watch you play Breath of the Wild. It's going to blow your mind.
I am actually super fucking excited to play that. Like very excited.
I haven't even played it yet. I'm thinking about picking it up as well.
It's so good.
That and Super Mario Odyssey and just like
I got to finish Odyssey. I haven't finished it yet.
Odyssey is such man. When I first played through that game, it was nothing but wow, there's a lot to do here. And then the hardest part to me about it was where do I start? Because every direction you look, you see something new to do. Because there's so many different side things, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I that's part of the reason why I got sidetracked. And I think when I start, I'm gonna have to start a new playthrough of it because like it's been so long since I played it. But I'm okay with that because it's a really fucking good game. So
I was thinking about doing a brand new playthrough as well, just to redo everything.
just do it.
But
Yeah.
so good.
I'm kind of in the same situation as Knackers, except for I didn't even go out and buy one. I don't even have one.
Right, but you're just
But,
thinking
like,
about it.
Yeah. Well, see, like part of the project with us setting up this new living room and buying the new couch and like I'm going to get a recliner. That's going to be like the chill room.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of the downstairs, I guess at one time it was like a den and like a formal living room. But fuck a formal living room. I got a kid. That shit ain't happening. So right now that's where like all his toys are and like there's a couch and that's where the main TV in the house at this moment is because literally the other room still has boxes in it from when we moved. Like shit that belongs up here that I just have nowhere to put yet. And once that room's set up, my thought process is taking the cable box off of that TV entirely and just making that a streaming TV. So like keep the Fire TV box hooked up to it. Get the new Fire TV box that has 4K streaming and put it on the new TV because of course the box is smaller too. Well, it's not smaller this way, it's just smaller overall. It's like the size of a dot basically, like a little bit taller than a dot.
Okay.
And then you get 4K streaming because I want to get a 4K TV for the new living room. And then I'm going to hook up, I have an entertainment center in there now that's got 2 big cabinets and then 5 slots for shit to be. So what I'm thinking is get an old, well, I don't even know if they still fucking make these. I'm sure they do. Get a fucking switch box, an RCA switch box, and hook up all the old consoles to that TV in that living room. So it'll be like where all my son's toys are and an NES, an Atari 2600, a fucking all of them, the N64, Wii's. I have 3 Wii's.
How many dicks?
3 Wii's. My wife had one when we met. I had a regular one, and then I bought, I think it was Wiccan. I think I bought it from Wiccan. Or Wise Gamer back in the day, one of those 2 guys.
Holy name drop.
It was a fucking modded Wii that somebody was selling.
Oh,
Can't
okay.
remember. So, it has like 50 fucking games on it. It's great. And I have a modded PS2 that I soft modded years ago with the big fat PS2, where you could buy the network adapter and install a hard drive on it.
Yeah,
I had that.
Yeah, I did that years ago. My cousin in Ohio, actually, we went up to my aunt's house for Thanksgiving one year, and I stayed at his house. And he's like, just bring all the shit. I'll do it. I already have all the fucking games downloaded, so you don't have to go through that. I did it, and this will fucking age me a little bit. When I got back, I got a fucking Game Pass from Blockbuster Video. You could get 2 games a day every day for 30 days. And I went there every day for 30 days, and I got every game that Blockbuster had. It's downloaded on that PS2.
Ripped them all.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I turned 30 last week. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Big 3.
That's a perfect fucking transition point.
Wait a fucking minute. What is your actual birthday?
The 18th.
I wish you a happy birthday, didn't I?
I don't remember. I got hammered on my birthday.
I'm pretty sure
It was like a Wednesday, and I was just like, fuck it.
Because I know you
And
don't.
my sister got me beer for my birthday too. So
Okay.
that works out.
I'm gonna hold on before I do. I'm putting this in now so that it is not forgotten. Because you rely on certain websites to like give you your birthday notifications.
Yeah.
And if
I talk to like 90% of people just on my birthday because Facebook tells them.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking use Facebook anymore.
exactly.
Sorry to anybody who's watching who told me happy birthday on Facebook.
Yo, happy birthday, dude.
I'm never gonna see it. It's like my stepmom fucking always uses Facebook Messenger
Yeah.
for group shit instead of just texting people. I don't know why. I never fucking respond to her ass, and then I'll call my dad on the phone and he'll be like, "You talk to her on Facebook Messenger?" I'm like, "No, I haven't in the last 6 fucking years.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna start now?
Oh,
I don't
my
want them
God.
cocksuckers saving all my text messages. Fuck them."
Word.
The and by the way, I'm gonna forego this last talking point because we kind of already talked about it already, and I'm more hype about the Nintendo stuff than that. But my realistic approach to the Switch is I'm never gonna play it portable, and I'm never going to play it with the Joy-Cons. The way that I'm gonna play the Switch is docked with a Pro controller, a controller that is fit for a fucking adult male's hands. And I'm not gonna play the Switch any other time, really. Like there's
One of these.
and one of those. Damn, that looks new.
Well, I got it from Japan. The orange spice they call
It looks very nice. Great.
Need to get-
Oh, you got one too. Okay.
I need to buy that from you.
No, give it.
It's
give
my
it to
wife's.
me.
I've been holding over his head.
So yeah,
I
like
saw it when we were moving. Like when we were packing the shit in the garage. He's like, "Hey man, you trying to get rid of that GameCube controller, bro?
do you
I'm serious.
Those things are like $30 online."
I
Like,
would.
shit.
I'll pay you $30.
are the factory like Nintendo made ones still available online to buy in like the Super Smash GameCube controllers?
Yeah, they're just really expensive.
I think they made an announcement that said they were gonna release.
Yeah, they
Game
are.
comes out, they're gonna re-release.
The only thing I'm really mad about is they have the special edition bundle in Europe that comes with the GameCube controller and then the Steelbook, and then the US version has the Pro controller instead of the GameCube. But I want the GameCube.
Wait, am I seeing
Yeah.
this right? $150 for the black.
Yes.
What
Yes,
the
you are.
fuck? Okay, so if I was to buy a brand new Nintendo brand GameCube controller, is that what I would
Brand-
have to spend?
No, that's for a used one, I believe.
What?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
A brand new one?
yeah.
Look up a brand new one real quick.
Like in the box, that bitch is gonna be
Never,
like
never
$200.
touched. Even just the generic, like, purple, black ones are pretty crazy.
Isn't the one that has the flaming Smash logo on the middle of it, isn't that the most recent one?
Yes, that was the one that came out with the Wii U version.
Okay, so that
'Cause
one's...
they're re-releasing the similar one with the Ultimate.
Okay, and have they set a price for that one yet?
Yeah, I think it's like $30.
Okay.
$40, something
This
like
one's showing $150 for brand new.
that. Yeah, I mean that sounds about right.
That is insane.
Look up Club Nintendo GameCube controller. It was a Japan exclusive that you had to have Club Nintendo in Japan, and you had to redeem Club Nintendo points to get.
Oh, the ones that had like the Mario and Luigi symbols on them?
It has it's white on the front, and then on the back it's like sky blue, and then it has the Club Nintendo logo on the face.
I don't.
It's pretty rare.
Okay.
Obviously, those circumstances are pretty heavy.
Looking it up right now.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what I'm looking for, so it's a little bit harder.
Nintendo GameCube controller.
I'll look it up, see if I can find.
Oh, I searched slub Nintendo, not club.
I see a Luigi Club Nintendo official Luigi GameCube
those
with box
ones-
164.
Yeah, those ones, they had ones for each character. Is it like all
Yeah.
green?
The Wario one's 210. I found
Yeah, they have one.
the
for each
Mario
character,
one's
but they're-
$300.
Yeah, the Mario one's really
Buy it
expensive.
now. Holy
That's
shit!
yeah, but that's new. That's new
Ew.
in the fucking box.
But I mean, fuck.
Yeah, I just
They're
want.
really hard to find.
I just want a Nintendo-made 2018 GameCube controller for when Smash comes out. So I
Yeah,
guess
it's really iffy when you get used ones online because you can get screwed.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that.
This one guy that I got, I don't even know how I found him on eBay. He sells just about everything, every color you could want, and his is pretty good. Yeah, the Club Nintendo one right here is 160.
I just found one that's a
Yes,
Club
he has
Nintendo
two of them.
Wavebird GameCube controller.
Yeah, that one's real.
New in
Wavebirds.
box, $450.
And those are compatible with the Switch still?
Yeah, well, they're gonna have a little lag, but yeah, as long as you have the right thing, I would imagine it still works. 'Cause
Okay.
you just plug it into the adapter.
Yeah, because that's probably what I'll want to Smash with.
That's fucking good. I'm gonna
You want to smash with it?
Yeah.
'Cause I was
When I-
thinking about getting the clear one. I think the clear one's sick, and it's like but $62.
I'm trying to get that GameCube or Game Boy Color purple, that Glacier purple, brother. Especially
They have
for the
GameCube
Switch.
controllers for that.
No,
for
the Switch.
mod, yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to get that too. I think I want
had
to
him
get
for
the green
N64.
one.
Right.
Yeah, I was looking the other day. I was just looking at the colors of the N64 controllers, and I was just wondering why the GameCube controllers couldn't be like that. Some of them are real sick. I think that's the Toys R Us exclusive something green N64 controller. It's like this bright translucent controller, and it's so sick looking.
I got Jesus, I'm old. All right. My dad bought me and my sister an N64 for our house there. And then I saved up my money and I bought a second N64 when they were super cheap. It was $67 at Walmart, and it was the Donkey Kong Country edition. So it was all the translucent green.
Yeah.
Translucent green controller, translucent green console. Everything was translucent green. It was awesome. I still have it.
So what I'll try and do probably is just buy a Super Smash Switch bundle that has the controller and game or something like that. Do you still need that adapter?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if it comes with the system or not. I don't think it does, because
Okay.
I think the system comes with the Pro controller.
Okay.
If it comes with a controller at all.
Okay, so I'm seeing the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate Edition GameCube controller is $30 pre-order on Amazon right now.
Yeah, I was thinking about pre-ordering it, but
What?
I'm getting that controller either way. The only thing I'm worried about is they're gonna switch over. They're gonna bring that European version of the special edition over to US, and I'll be screwed. Because I really want that steel book, and I think I might just get it with the Pro controller anyways,
Okay.
and then just end up getting a
Yeah.
GameCube controller on its own.
Okay, so this brand new Smash GameCube controller is the classic connection. It's not like USB 2.0 that can just plug it in. So you still need the adapter.
Yeah.
And it looks like another adapter is going to be coming out at the same time as Smash as well.
Dongles.
I was watching a video of well, you can get the ones that like the one I have right now will work with the Switch.
What'd you pay?
I think it was like $15. I can link you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, shoot that shit.
It's the same one that you use for the Wii U.
Okay.
But they've already announced that it's going to be. I think they're manufacturing it now with the Wii U/Switch on it.
Okay.
And it works on PC too, and it works really good.
Got it.
That's what I use for Dolphin.
Okay. All right, dope. Well, any final points before we head on over to the Q&A?
2019 is the year of the Switch.
It is the year of fuck. It's gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a great fucking year.
This year's been pretty good.
It's been pretty dope. It has.
I got no complaints.
We'll have to. I'll hold my breath until the beginning of 2019 comes, and then all of the year of 2018 in review articles come out and remind us of all of the terrible shit that has happened.
Just fucking be like me. Don't read the news. Fuck
it.
That shit in Hollywood ain't affecting me. I live 40 minutes from DC. That shit ain't affecting me neither.
All right. First question comes from D Kilza. How did you guys get your gaming handle?
I like alliteration.
Yeah, my gaming handle, like my Xbox username is Sand in My Shorts, and yeah. I got that because I signed up for Xbox Live when I came back from Iraq, and so that's where that came from. And then my Twitch name came because I was trying to come up with a Twitch name, and I read some article about how like the average video game player or someone that played games on computer or video games, whatever, was like 33 or 34 or that. It was around the time I started streaming, so it was something like that. And so I was like, oh, MiddleAgedStream. That's where that came from. That was it. Nothing really fancy.
Mine, I was actually on Xbox. When I first joined Xbox Live with Gold, I had no clue you could change the default username, like for free that one time.
Yeah.
I thought you had to pay like every single time. So for a good year, I would say, I went by Mouthy Alarm. And followed by a bunch of random numbers that had no correlation.
Oh my
God. And then I realized that you could change it. And then I just had this long, like, because it was just that one. I was so young. It was like, I have this one chance to make a name, and it has to be cool and good. And I guess, well, I was still into collecting shoes and stuff, and most of the shoes I had were Vans. And I guess I inherit some of that alliteration from Salty, because the Vans man kind of flows a little bit. But now it's just Vans, because that's typically what people go by anyways.
I'm just an asshole, and I used to be a much bigger asshole in public when I played games as a kid. So I named myself, but it was well-deserved back in the day. Xbox Live, probably the reason why.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2.
And Altus.
Then Altus.
So my name in IRL is Nicholas, and so everybody used to just call me Knack, and then the very first online community I joined well over a decade ago, my first name used to be Bubba, and then it was Bubba Fett. Bubba as in like not spelled the traditional way, because when girlfriends give you usernames or give you nicknames, you just use them everywhere for some stupid reason.
Yes, Johnny.
Yes, Daddy. So the administrator of that website just one day called me and left me a voicemail and just called me Knackers, and it's pretty much stuck ever since then. Next question comes from Snackery D. What upcoming games are you guys excited for?
Ooh, I said it earlier, but Red Dead Redemption 2, the new Smash Brothers. Yeah, those are probably my main two.
Mine would probably be Smash, Pokemon, Yoshi, the Metroid game that we know nothing about. And I guess it's all Switch games. As far as PC goes, the only one that comes to mind would be Black Ops 4 and Life is Strange 2. That comes out, I think, this week.
Yeah, soon.
Very.
Yeah. Other than that, it's nothing else comes to mind.
Okay. Salty?
I want to play Spider-Man like a lot.
Oh, it's so good.
I will not. So I have this weird strategy when it comes to watching people play games. In order to get an idea of how I like it, I watch a lot of people play the very beginning. So I watched you through the first set, the first main mission, right off the bat, that you're kind of walking through the controls and learning all the fight. And I watched that 10 different times, and I haven't let myself watch anything else. But I'm waiting until I get the shit hooked up in the other room so I can move some TVs around. Because the TV that's currently in my bedroom is going to be going right here on this fucking wall. That's the 50-inch, and then I'm going to put the 60-inch from downstairs in my living room up here and the other 60-inch down there, and then buy a new one for the other living room.
Just throw in 60 inches.
Just 60 inch. The 60-inch here, 60-inch there. You know, whatever.
I already had 3 60s when I moved. Well, 2 60s and a 50-inch when I moved in.
He had a whole 360.
Heyo!
So, well, my old house wasn't big, but I only had 2 TVs in my house at the other house. And then I had the 60-inch that was in the garage that needed to be 60 inches because it was 15 foot up on a fucking wall. And then now I don't even have that TV from my garage hooked up. Doesn't even have the legs on it, like the leg on it or nothing. So
Right.
once I get all that shit situated, I'm going to buy. And I kind of want to play these Yakuza games as well. I've been seeing a lot of the Yakuza play.
I keep hearing about that shit too, man.
Games are fucked
I may
up.
have to play a Yakuza game too.
Those games are fucked up, you said?
They're weird. They're really weird.
Well, they're very Japanese. Japanese games,
What are you trying to say?
they're strange sometimes.
I wouldn't mind playing some of the games. It's fucked up because your sub select has been so on point lately that it's had me reinstalling like every fucking game I own. That's why I got back in. I started a new campaign in Far Cry 5 after you started playing Far Cry 5 because I was just like, I watched one stream of yours and I was like, I gotta fucking play this game again. And then, what was it, Sleeping Dogs, and now I know we've talked about it before, but I've streamed the other day and I played Black Flag for the first time.
Yeah. Dude,
in a couple of years.
Knackers community has been holding it down as far as game choices have been lately.
It's been really good.
Killing it. New games upcoming for me: Super Mario Party, Super Smash, Soul Calibur 4, Overkill's The Walking Dead, Hitman 2, Fallout 76, and Battlefield 5, and also Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 4.
Flops.
So
Okie smoky. Next question. That was about Telltale. Next one from D Kills. For Jimmy, with you being a teacher, have you ever had any of your students find you on stream?
Yes.
And how awesome was it?
Not. Well, I got some trolls. Now it's not a big deal. I even know, like, I know there's some players that I have, like, on soccer and football that will watch, but they respect me enough to not say it. And they brought it up. I even had at the start of this year, I had a player who was a senior. He's like, hey, coach, so when you stream it again? And I said, what do you mean? He's like, you stream on Twitch, right? And I said, you want to talk to me about stuff I do outside of school? You're going to have to catch me outside of school to do it. And they were like, I respect that. And that was the end of it. And I think, I'm not going to pretend like I don't, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to talk to him about it at school.
Right. Fuck you, little kid.
I don't know.
I
I
mean,
mean, it'd be a cool project to have everyone create you new logos.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
Just pick
I
the best
feel
one.
like I'm not going to deny I do it, but at the same time, I'm not going to,
Flash it.
yeah, I don't discuss what I do outside of school with my students or my athletes just because I don't want to go there, man. I
Yep.
don't. And it's not bad. I had to deal with a serious trollage issue when it first happened way back in the beginning of this year, but now that that's all been out and happened, I've kind of gotten over it, and it's like anytime someone addresses me with it, I'm just like, yep, I do, but we're not going to talk about it here. So,
Yep.
and that's pretty much the end of it. So,
Get away or I'll ban you.
And fail you.
Yeah.
And bench you.
Yeah.
Last question from 69 Ryan. Do you guys know Lil Gandhi?
Oh God.
Don't go there.
Am I the old person in this situation? Because I have
You
no
didn't
idea.
see
You
Twitch
didn't-
chat.
You didn't say it right first.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like a joke that leads me into somebody telling me there's a dick in my mouth?
Yeah.
League on these nuts. League Gandhi's nuts.
That's not even clever. That's not even
No.
like, that's far-fetched.
That's not
Yeah.
a got him.
Wait, Lil Gandhi? Wait, what?
Yeah, good try. Good try. Now, somebody did get me the other day. It wasn't even bad. Fuck, how did he...
He did fucking. You got fucked on creamy some young guy.
Some young guys, yeah, but so,
That
no,
shit.
somebody
You
came...
never watched fucking Wayne's World?
It's been a really, really long time since I've
I
seen
couldn't
it.
believe that you didn't know that.
No, it's been a long time.
I think it's just because he didn't read it all the way out.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
It was
Some
somebody...
young.
Somebody asked, like, hey, have you ever heard of Hopia? And this isn't exactly what it was. And I was like, Hopia? I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to say that because you're just going to fucking get me and it's not going to happen. And then he said, hope you have a nice day. Yeet. And I fucking lost my shit because I was expecting to get gotted, but I just got
ligmud.
nice guide. You know? And
That's what it should be. That's what it should be, internet trolls.
Right.
Troll
Nice
for
trolling.
good.
Be nice.
Stop
Troll
being
for
fucking
niceness.
asshats.
Promote
Roll for niceness.
promote happy trolling.
Yeah, peace, love, and positivity. You know what I'm saying? All right. That
Ask about their health. How are you doing today?
good. All right, motherfuckers. That is it for the Q&A. And in turn, that is also it for the podcast as a whole. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the room one final time and have you guys get reintroduced to all of the guests. They will talk about their social media, where you can find them online, and what they have coming up. So Salty Sam, start with you.
My name is Salty Sam on Twitch, The Salty Sam on Twitter, and Salty All Day on... It still says Snapchat in the fucking...
Yeah.
On Instagram.
That's the template.
You can send me snaps. I'm not going to see them, but you're more than welcome to send them if
them
it
all
makes
the
you feel
dicks.
better. And then hopefully you'll see me on Twitch soon. I've got some brickwork to do tomorrow, but hopefully during my last week off, I will find time to relax.
I am Vans. You can find me on Twitch at Mr. Vansman, all caps. I'm Vans with 3 S's, all caps on Twitter. And I'm .mf.rob on Instagram. I ain't got anything coming up. The only thing that I will say that is in the works is in December, I am planning to stream a small Smash tournament.
Yeah.
That is in the works. So also, before that, I'm going to do some test streams, possibly with the Switch, with just some random games. So just maybe. We'll see.
My name is Jimmy, aka MiddleAgedStream on Twitch and Instagram. MiddleAgedStream on Twitter. I_subscribe_to_food_magazines at Tinder.com.
My name is Knackers. You guys can find me on this very channel. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at Knackers with 3 A's. Next week, I have a bunch of new games that are coming up. We're going to be playing Scum, Just Shapes and Beats, Monster Hunter World, and most likely Assassin's Creed Black Flag. If we're not playing Black Flag, we're also going to be playing The Last of Us because I've never played.
God,
So excited.
damn, dude, you
I'm
got
so
like
excited for you to play both of those games.
Yeah.
all those games you just mentioned are amazing.
Those
And
last two.
I can't
I've been
take
waiting years.
I can't take credit for these. Are all games that have been chosen by my community to play. So
Well, you're about to have a lot of fun.
it's gonna be a good time.
Oh, I forgot to fucking tell y'all. So, because I forgot to tell you it was my birthday a week ago until the end of the show. So my wife, for my birthday, she got me a book, and then she got me a fucking hot sauce making kit.
Making kit?
Inside of this hot sauce making kit, there are dried peppers, all the spice mixes and stuff. So we got like chipotle peppers,
Not an ad.
anchos. No, not Nad. Habaneros. There's even a ghost pepper in here.
Oh shit.
So, Vance. IRL stream on the porch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it comes with a recipe guide for 4 different hot sauces, and I think it has enough enough supplies to make all 4. So I'm thinking like hot ones, viewer question, like an AMA episode of an IRL stream where it's just balls to the wall, the hottest shit we've ever had in our life.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So
I am
gonna be
fucking ready, dude.
I can't wait to
I'm
see this
down,
stream.
but it's gonna be crazy.
me
It's
too.
gonna be awesome.
I'm not saying I want to eat that ghost pepper whole, but I kind of want to.
This as long as there's mod pizza afterwards, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings the other day and got the hottest shit on the menu.
I went tonight.
I went last week, and it was
Blazing.
totally mediocre, but decent enough to just be considered wings.
I went on Tuesday, so it's buy one get one free, and I don't give a fuck if they get
Fuck
their
yeah.
shitty wings.
Have you ever had their street tacos?
Yeah,
They're
that's actually
street-
what I got when I was
They're
there too.
fucking really good tacos for a
I
wing place.
BOGO'd wings. I ate like 4 wings, and then I fucking took the rest home and
That's
ate
pretty
the
much what I
tacos.
do. That's what I did tonight.
Yeah.
Hot sauce.
All right, dope. Well, that's going to be it for us tonight, guys. Thank you all so very much for listening to the show tonight, or whether you're listening in the future on audio or video. Thank you so very much. We will see you guys, or I will see you next week for a 1v1 episode of the podcast, but you will see these dudes in 2 weeks for the next free-for-all episode. Thank you guys so fucking very much. If you want to check out any of these dudes on social media, check out those links in chat. But that's what?
I'm dropping my phone.
So just fucking leave it. Just don't, please, no. None of that. All right, everybody have a great night. Thank you so much. We'll see you later. Bye.